When he opened his eyes, he was lying on a large, soft bed that he instantly knew wasn't his. He sat up slowly and scanned the room. It was spacious and luxurious, like something out of a sci-fi movie. Sleek walls, strange panels, and several high-tech machines he couldn't even name were placed neatly around him. A glowing orb of light floated near the ceiling, calmly illuminating the entire room. There were no wires, no bulbs, nothing. It simply hovered there, shining. In the corner, a compact, white device hummed softly as it released cold air. An AC? He guessed. Where am I? Before he could think any further, a sharp pain tore through his skull. Arg! It felt like his head was being split open. Foreign memories, images, and emotions flooded his mind without warning, like a dam had burst inside his brain. He could only clutch his head and grit his teeth as the assault continued. It went on and on. After about half an hour of hell, the pain finally subsided. Huff, huff, huff. Gasping for breath, he staggered to his feet and made his way to the mirror. The face in the reflection was that of a boy around 14. Black hair, black eyes, ordinary looks. Not ugly, not handsome, just average. There was nothing especially striking about him. So, I really transmigrated. Transmigration is real. He clearly remembered what he was doing before this. Yesterday, he had been reading a web novel. The title was something like Strongest Mage with a System, a gift from a friend. He'd started out of boredom and ended up binging the whole thing in one go. After finishing, he lay down on his bed to sleep. After that, nothing. And now, somehow, he had ended up inside that very novel's world as some extra in the background. He exhaled slowly and forced himself to calm down. Panicking wouldn't help. Relying on the incomplete memories he had inherited from this body's original owner, he first located the kitchen. There, he found a high-tech 3D food printer. After fumbling with the controls for a bit, he managed to print himself a cup of tea seemingly out of thin air. Tea in hand, he walked over to the window and began organizing the mess in his head. From the memories, he pieced together the basics. This body belonged to an orphan who had awakened a sword-related talent. Because of that, he was chosen to attend the largest academy in human territory, the Great Freya Academy. It was the premier institution personally established by the human government to train future elites. In the novel he'd read, this world had a modern setting twisted by the existence of dungeon gates that appeared all over the globe. Various non-human races now lived on Earth, and because of spatial rifts, the planet itself had expanded many times over. The fabric of space had literally stretched. Supernaturals were everywhere, and power was everything. Every human had a personal status window only they could see. The protagonist, of course, was special. He possessed a system that allowed him to grow rapidly as a mage using EXP and all sorts of advantages. The Academy's entrance ceremony is about a month from now, he muttered. In the meantime, I can steal some of the chances the hero is supposed to get. As for what would happen to the hero if those opportunities were taken, he shrugged inwardly. It doesn't matter to me. He had always been selfish. Even in his previous life, he lived just fine by prioritizing his own interests. In a world where strength decides everything, being weak is basically a crime. And in an academy like this, weakness just paints a target on your back. If there's something that can make him stronger, why should he leave it for someone else just because of some original plot or the protagonist's future? Why worry about the story when his own life is on the line? He looked out toward the horizon, took a sip of his still-warm tea, and let his thoughts settle. An orphan again this time, huh? Well, it doesn't really matter. He put the cup down and straightened his back. First things first, let's check my status. Scan complete. Name, Rio Flash. Class, Swordsman. Rank, F+. Max rank potential, C+. HP, 800/800. MP, 300/300. STR, 37/100. SPE, 29/100. AGI, 27/100. Def, 35/100. Int, 26/100. Talent, Sword Aptitude C. Techniques, Basic Swordsmanship, F+. Skills, body strengthening F. Evaluation. You are not worthy of an evaluation. As expected of an extra sigh. Rio closed the window with a bitter smile. Well, at least I'm still a bit stronger than the main protagonist. He only gets his cheat just before the midterms. In the novel, the protagonist was a punching bag for everyone. Then, 1 week before the midterm exams, he awakened a heaven-defying system, slapped all his bullies, aced the written tests, and skyrocketed from the very bottom to the top 100 in one go. It really is such a cliché story. He shook his head. No point obsessing over it. First, he needed to move. I should stop thinking about the plot and go steal some of those opportunities. After preparing for about half an hour, Rio left the student dorms and headed to the nearest station. Even with the original Rio's memories, he couldn't help feeling stunned by all the high-tech equipment around him. The bus he boarded wasn't even on wheels. It floated in the air and glided forward smoothly. A flying bus. An hour later, he finally arrived at his destination. So this is the famous Rift Mountain. It's really tall. The mountain towered into the clouds, its slopes wrapped in countless space rifts that twisted the air around them. No one had ever reached the summit, because even the peak was shrouded in unstable rifts that led to unknown places in the void. Once you were lost in there, coming back was almost impossible. Almost. But that rule doesn't apply to protagonists, Rio muttered. Children of heaven won't die just from falling into a random rift. In the original story, during a school trip, the villain would kick the protagonist into a rift. That particular rift, unlike the others, sent him into a hidden room within the mountain, giving him one of his first big chances. Let's see, a black, sinister-looking rift surrounded by 5 blood-red rifts, on the backside of the mountain, near a beautiful lake. He circled around the mountain, following the landscape described in the novel. Oh, found it. The rift looked even more ominous in person. Black, swirling, and surrounded by 5 blood-colored rifts like a twisted formation. It radiated danger, but if he wanted power, he had no choice. He stood there for a moment, took a deep breath, then jumped in. A feeling of weightlessness swallowed him whole. His senses dulled, sight and sound both cut off. After what felt like a few minutes, sensation returned. When he opened his eyes, he was standing in an ancient stone chamber. The place was worn down and decayed, dust and cracks covering almost every surface. Rio walked to the center of the room, pulled a dagger from his storage ring, and made a small cut on his finger. A few drops of blood fell to the floor. The reaction was immediate. A complex magic circle spread across the entire room, lines of light racing across the stone as it began to glow intensely. Pain exploded through his body, like every cell was being torn apart and rebuilt. It lasted for 5 long minutes before finally fading. As the magic circle's light dimmed, a new portal appeared in front of him. This time, he didn't hesitate. He stepped through. Moments later, he was standing again by the same lake near Rift Mountain. The sky had already darkened. Evening was settling in. He checked his wristwatch. Only 1 hour had passed since he had entered the rift. I'll check my status later. I should get out of here first. Once night fully fell, these rifts would start producing a strange suction force due to some unknown phenomenon. Someone as weak as him could easily be dragged in against his will. Only those above rank C could resist it. Without wasting any more time, Rio turned his back on the mountain and headed toward the nearest hotel.
Hey everyone, Firescale Audiobooks here. If there's a novel you'd love to hear more of, you can support us on Patreon or Ko-fi. Depending on your tier, I'll make extra parts just for the stories you're most excited about. Usually I can only upload 4 to 5 parts of each novel, but with your support, we can go beyond that. And of course, don't forget to hit subscribe. It helps more than you know.
Human continent, the capital city Astra, inside the room of a hotel near Rift Mountain, era 4345. Boo! I got tired just from this much. I will have to do training after I go back to the academy. In the end, Rio was successful in stealing the protagonist. He didn't expect it to be so easy, but this one was not really much. He still has one more thing that he needs to steal. I will do it tomorrow. Rio, as for checking the status, let's do it when he gets that thing tomorrow. It will feel better that way. Life's so good. In the morning, Rio took the bus again and headed on a new journey of stealing. After a few hours of traveling, he reached his destination, the dark forest. It really is dark here. Even though it's daytime, I have to use a torch to see the way. If not for the fact that I know the way from reading the novel, I would have got lost already. After about half an hour of walking, Rio stopped in front of a huge boulder. Then he started to inspect the trees around the boulder. They were all black in color, and there were white spots on them. He walked to the tree in the middle. This tree is taller than others. He gave a punch to the tree trunk, and surprisingly, such a huge trunk broke open easily, and inside a lever was attached to the trunk. Rio pulled that lever and waited for a few minutes. After a few minutes, the huge boulder started to move on the left side slowly and revealed a staircase. Rio started climbing down, and after 15 minutes he reached the bottom where a wooden door was shut tightly. He opened the door and moved inside without hesitation. Inside was a small room where a single old book was floating in thin air. Just as Rio touched the book, it turned into light particles and entered his head. A huge amount of memories started to pour into his mind, and after an hour, he finally digested all the memories. You have successfully learned the elemental sword art. Your understanding of the elemental sword art has been upgraded to F+. You have unlocked the first skill of the elemental sword art. Lightning sword. Good, I got it. Let's head back to the academy now. Although there are no monsters in the dark forest, I don't want to stay here. After a few hours, Rio came back to his dorm room and immediately laid down on his bed. Today was a good day. Let's check my status now. Status: Name: Rio Flash. Class: Swordsman. Rank: E-. Max rank potential: No limit X. HP: 800, 800. MP: 300, 300. STR: 37 out of 100. SPE: 29 out of 100. GI: 27 out of 100. Def: 35 out of 100. Int: 26 out of 100. Talent: Limitless X. Sword aptitude X. Techniques: Basic swordsmanship E. Elemental sword art F+. Skills: Body strengthening F. Lightning sword G. Evaluation: You are an absolute anomaly. Although you are weak right now, you have unlimited potential. Oh, even my evaluation has improved. Good. I got this limitless talent from the Rift Mountain. Surprisingly, it upgraded my sword aptitude too. Now the only thing left is to train this whole month and wait for the entrance ceremony. As for what will happen to the main protagonist, how will he become strong without this talent, which should have been originally his? It's simple. That guy has a system shop. He could buy any talent, item, or skill book there. Although this talent must be very costly when buying from there, he can get it easily. So, there's no need to worry. The original plot will not change due to my small stealing activities. For the whole month, Rio trained himself in the small training room provided by the academy. Every student has a private training room in this academy. There are only 1,000 students which are selected from all over the world to enroll in this academy. He was rather surprised how did the previous Rio get into the academy without any connections. And it turned out that there is a system of fixed seats. Children from common families or orphan children are randomly selected among all the students who have applied. Around 100 seats are fixed for such children, and they can enter the academy even if they do not have any connections, free of cost. Surprisingly, the original Rio was one of these 100 lucky children. The main protagonist is also from these 100 children, and he has a family of ordinary people. Let's check my progress this month. Status: Name: Rio Flash. Class: Swordsman. Rank: D-. Max rank potential: No limit X. HP: 1000, 1000. MP: 400, 400. STR: 42 out of 100. SPE: 33 out of 100. GI: 31 out of 100. Def: 39 out of 100. Int: 29 out of 100. Talent: Limitless X. Sword aptitude X. Techniques: Basic swordsmanship D. Elemental sword art D. Skills: body strengthening, E+, lightning sword, E+. Evaluation: you are an absolute anomaly. Although you are weak now, your potential is unlimited. I have already reached rank D-. It's because my sword aptitude has increased, due to which my growth was so smooth, but after reaching D rank, it will slow down considerably. Well, it looks like my hellish training was successful. Now, I should leave for the entrance ceremony. I will get punished if got late for the entrance ceremony. This academy is very strict on its time schedule. Rio. After walking for about 15 minutes, Rio was already in front of the ceremony hall. He entered without hesitation. So many students are here already. I should find a seat too. Rio. Correct. 9 a.m. the gates of the ceremony hall closed and all the lights turned off, except for the lights on the stage. Then a beautiful lady walked onto the stage and started her speech. Hello, students. Nice to meet you. I am Raji Croft, the principal of this academy and a SS rank awakened. After hearing this, a commotion started in the hall, and all the students started to talk to each other excitedly. Oh my God, the legendary Raji Croft, one of the only 3 SS rank humans, the strongest frost mage, is right in front of me. An excited kid who was sitting on my left side was shouting this at top of his lungs. Obviously, Rio was also surprised by when he saw her. Not to mention, she's a great beauty. She is one of the only 3 SS rank humans present on Earth. There are no SSS ranks in the human race or any other race in this world, because it is very difficult to reach SSS rank, due to which SS rank people represent the power of a race. The elves have 4 SS rank people in their race. The very presence of a SS rank is enough to maintain the survival of a race in this world. The races which do not have SS ranked awakened can only live as a subordinate of other races, and some even get destroyed due to the opening of an SS ranked dungeon in their territory. There are very few SS ranked dungeons that are recorded in history, and there has not been any SSS ranked dungeon yet. But as you have already guessed, the main protagonist will become an SSS rank in the future and will save humans from a SSS rank dungeon, and thus becoming a human savior, getting beauty, taking other races as subordinates, blah blah blah. After about half an hour of speech, the highest ranked student was invited to the stage. Here comes the main villain. We would like you all to welcome our first ranker from first-year students of this year, Link Rex. Link Rex is the main villain of this novel. He comes from the highest background possible. He is the only son of the SS rank awakened and the head of the Awakeners Association, Ashtel Rex. Link has the potential of an SS rank, and he has been trained by his father in martial arts since he was young. He is a very talented individual, and if given enough time to develop, can even become an SSS rank by talent alone. Link is the biggest challenge, which causes the protagonist a huge headache. On the surface, he is kind and good, but is a sadist on the inside. He can go to any limits to achieve what he wants, a perfect and terrifying villain. Link has a huge amount of subordinates under him, and even an S-rank person guards him every time from the shadows. This guy is dangerous. I should never get involved with him. Only the main protagonist, Fade Crest, can contend with that bastard. But it will take a long time for Fade to become strong enough to defeat this guy. Link is already a D+ rank right now, and according to the novel, he will become C rank after the midterms. Now you all can go to your respective classes. I wish that all of you will work hard and become a support for humanity in the future. Raji. All the students started to leave the hall one by one, and Rio also followed behind. After a few minutes, he was already in front of his class. A3. This is the same class as the protagonist and other named characters. Looks like my academy life won't be peaceful. He opened the door and walked in without hesitating. After scanning around, he sat on the desk on the right side at the 3rd desk, which is near the window. After a while, all the students sat at their desks, and some of them started to chat. Well, Rio has always been a loner in his previous life anyway. He doesn't have an interest in socializing. After a while, a cold-faced lady walked in and started to inspect the students with her gaze. She was a great beauty too, although not as good as the principal. I am your class teacher from now on, and I expect that you already know my name. Yeah, She's an S-ranked fire magician and a dad. Now, I will be taking attendance. Introduce yourself when your name is called. Anna, rank 1, Link Rex. Present. As everyone knows, I am Link Rex. Although I am the son of a SS rank, please treat me equally. I am looking forward to the academy life. Link, two-faced bastard. I know you are actually already making plans to bully the lowest ranked person in this class. Rio in his mind. Rank 2, Kira Bloodlight. Here comes the main heroine, Rio. Nice to meet you, everyone. I am Kira Bloodlight. I am a mage. I am looking forward to our academy life. Rank 3, Leah Silver. Oh, she is Leah, the only villainess in the novel. In the novel, Leah is the only girl who never accepted the main protagonist and played the role of a villainess, always harassing the main heroine Kira. Leah is a swordsman too, and she strongly despised mages. Since the protagonist is a mage, she never accepted his approach and always rejected his confession. Later, she was killed by the boss monster of the SSS Rank 8. After 5 minutes, Rank 505, Rio Flash. Oh, my rank is decent enough. After a brief introduction, he sat down and started to wait for the main show, which will be starting with the entry of the protagonist. Rank 1000, Fade Crest. Rank 1000, Fade Crest. Rank 1000, Fade Crest. Anna got really angered after no one answered. She immediately scanned the class to find a particular student. That student was sleeping on the last desk of the class. She walked toward him and gave a slap to the face of the protagonist. Fade flew away from the force of the slap and crashed on the wall with a bang sound. Oh, she is as ruthless as described in the novel. Rio. Fade was now fully awake and trembling in fear. Next time, pay attention in the class. Same goes for everyone. If I found anyone sleeping in my class, he will get a slap on his face. Anna. Everyone gulped their saliva, and the whole class got silent. Anna walked to the front and declared, "Since it's your first day, we will not do much today. Come to the training grounds with me and choose your weapon. Follow me." Every student started to follow behind her in a line, and after 10 minutes of walking, we finally reached the training grounds. Seriously, these training grounds are huge. They can easily contain thousands of people easily. Now choose your weapon among these. There is every weapon present you can think of. After that, you could do light training on your own. Since it's your first day, there will not be anything more. After that, she walked out of the training ground as if leaving the students on their own, but I know that she will be observing us all through the cameras with other teachers. Let's not delay. I will just mind my own business. Every student started to pick their respective weapons. Rio also chose his weapon. It's a double-handed longsword. This will do for now. You can only use these training weapons given by the academy when you are here. Obviously, you can use other weapons too, only if you're certain that you will not get caught. Let's enter the gravity room first. After all the students got their respective weapons, they left for the training without delay. Except for one, the protagonist Fade Crest. He was still standing there in a daze. No one knows what he was thinking about. After about half an hour of standing in a daze, he finally picked up a mage's staff and walked toward the practice dummies. When he tried to shoot some fireballs at the dummy, the fireball created was as small as a lighter's flame. All the students nearby started to laugh at him. Seeing this, all the teachers in the monitoring room also shook their heads. Not to mention Anna was already enraged after seeing that pitiful fireball. Damn it, how did that shit get in our academy? All the other teachers were laughing in their hearts. Finally, after all this time, the perfect record of Anna of being the only teacher whose all student passes with good marks will be broken this year. After 2 hours of training, Anna came back to the training field and announced the end of the class. Rio immediately laid down on his bed after coming back to his dorm. Today's training was only average. I need to train more after the protagonist got his cheat. He will rise very fast. I need to be strong enough to be able to protect myself. Although Fade's personality is a coward before he got his cheat system. After he gets his cheat, he will become very arrogant, not to mention he will start beating anyone he will want. If someone's standing in his way, he will beat him. If someone is not following his commands, he will beat him. TSK, I won't get bossed around by that brat. A sword to his neck, and all will be good. Although you have the liberty to fight in this academy, the rule is that you cannot kill anyone, cannot torture anyone, and cannot cause a fatal wound. Rest and be done. Due to this rule, the protagonist will be beaten by the lackeys of Link every day. They will not cause a fatal wound, but will just beat Fade every day for their entertainment. Well, it's not like he will die from such small things. How can he be the child of the heavens if he died so easily? Instead, this bullying will cause him to awaken his system. I'm looking forward to it. After the first day, our daily classes started and a regular training regime was provided. Everything was going peacefully, except for one person. Yeah, the protagonist. It seems he got on the nerves of the bullies from the very first day and became the primary target of bullying for the whole group of bullies present in our class. They are beating him on a daily basis, as if providing a set dose of medicine. Even I'm tempted to go and give a few kicks, but sadly I'm too busy training. For the next 4 months, everything continued as usual. In the early morning after a few hours of training, I attended the classes regularly on time. Then after class, I did some meditation to increase my mana capacity, and then late-night training again. In this novel's world, you can increase your mana capacity infinitely through meditation alone. The only thing you need to be careful of is that you don't end up blasting yourself by having too much mana in your body. Your body should be strong enough to store the corresponding amount of mana. During these 4 months, I increased the amount of my mana considerably. Although my rank and skill also increased, the growth has slowed down. Instead, it has become a steady and stable growth. Anyway, steady and stable growth is better than fast growth where you have several flaws in your body. In these 4 months, I have already adapted to the academy life, and my soul has fully synchronized with this body. Now I have all the memories of the previous Rio. It turns out this guy also had a family until he was 10 years old, but then, due to a demon attack on his hometown, the whole city was destroyed and a huge massacre took place, which is now known as the Drift City Massacre. Rio is one of the few survivors of that event. He was covered under a pile of debris and was unconscious. Thus, he was not detected by the demons. Later, he was rescued and sent to an orphanage where he trained and got lucky enough to come here. I don't know how my soul came into this body, but it feels as if instead of replacing his soul, mine has merged with his soul. While his got destroyed, and I maintain my sanity. Anyway, since I have already got this body, I will put it to good use. Let's check the result of my 4 months of training first. Status: Name: Rio Flash. Class: Swordsman. Rank: D+. Max rank potential: No limit X. HP: 1200 MP. 800 STR: 50 out of 100 SPE. 45/100 AGI. 43/100 Def. 50/100 Int. 41 out of 100. Talent: Limitless X. Sword Aptitude X. Techniques: Basic Swordsmanship D+. Elemental Sword Art D+. Skills: Body Strengthening D. Lightning Sword D. Evaluation: You are an absolute anomaly. Your growth rate is terrifying and you have unlimited potential. My strength and defense both have reached the major bottleneck of 50. They can only be increased more after rank B. Okay, it's time to go to the class now. Today is the day when the protagonist will get his cheat. According to the novel, Fade was still 8G rank in his magic until he got the system, and it will still take him very long to become strong enough to be able to contend with me. The only advantage Fade have is that his system has the famous skill appraisal. Not only it can appraise others, but it can also help him in his exam by showing him correct answers. That's a real cheat. It's a relief he can't appraise those who are too high in rank than him. But I will have to find a way to block his appraisal after these midterms. I don't want him to know my secrets. After half an hour, Rio was already on his seat, waiting for Anna's announcement about the midterms. And as expected, she announced it at the end of the class. As you all know, it is time you show what you have learned in the past few months. Your midterm exams will start a week later. Be prepared for it. After that, she left the class. Generally, most of the students would have left the class now too, but today a commotion has started in the class due to this announcement. Oh shit, I was so busy training, I never learned anything. Damn it. I was so engrossed in the luxury room of the academy that I just lazed around. What to do now? Yeah, then you're an idiot. Do you want to rank even lower than that vermin Fade? Nope. Even if I never read a single book, at least I can get enough marks in physical tests. Unlike that vermin, I am strong. Some were sad, some were spouting curses, and some were comparing themselves to Fade. And our protagonist, Fade, was already depressed, and despair was clear on his face. Then suddenly Fade got in a daze and started to stare at the thin air in front of him. It's starting, the show is starting. Rio. After a few minutes of daze, Fade's eyes gradually cleared and a newfound flame of confidence was burning in his eyes. A huge grin appeared on his face, and then he started laughing loudly like a madman. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha, finally. Ha ha ha. Fade. What the heck? Did he get mad? Due to stress. Hey, it looks like this trash's mind finally gave up on him. Damn it. Shut up, you piece of shit. I will beat you if you laughed again. Suddenly, a few bullies started to beat him in the class, in front of everyone. Even though you have got to cheat, you should not try to catch attention like that. It will get you in trouble. Rio. Most of the students ignored this ruthless beating, just like Rio, because they don't want to get involved with this matter. These bullies have been beating Fade for months continuously, and everyone just ignored it. But obviously, someone will eventually stand against this bullying. Just like now. Hey, stop all of you. Otherwise, I will beat you all, just like you are beating him. Kira, the heroine. Hearing her, all the bullies finally stopped, and after thinking about something, they finally left. But Fade was already beaten blue and black. He was already unconscious. Hey you, carry him to the healer's office, Kira. As expected of the main heroine, she has a strong sense of justice. Rio. Fade's POV. My name is Fade Crest, the original protagonist. I've been recently selected by the Great Freya Academy. You must envious of me, aren't you? Let's talk about myself first. I'm the only son of an ordinary family, and I had a dream of becoming a strong awakened. My luck has always been good since birth. I can get all I want. I just have to work hard for it. When I was selected for the academy, I and my parents were both very happy. They packed several gifts for me and even accompanied me to the station. Even my little sister was there to see me off. After a long journey, I finally got to my dorm room. This place is extremely luxurious. You can say every facility you want is available with luxurious touch to it. My first month here was amazing. I slept all day long and even forgot to train my magic, which I have recently awakened, but I'm sure that I will be able to catch up to others easily if I work a little harder. During the entrance ceremony, I was in awe because several of my idols were present here, not to mention Raji, whom I have been a fan of since my childhood, was right in front of me. I shouted at the top of my lungs to get her attention for a few seconds, and I was successful, I'm sure of it. Her eyes were on me for a few seconds, definitely. Then all the students started leaving the hall. I also walked towards my class. After a few minutes, I was already at my desk, and students were still coming in. The atmosphere in the class was extremely peaceful, just like in my hometown. The slow and warm wind coming from the window made me relax. I was playing games all night yesterday on my smartphone, due to which I got sleepy and thought that I will take a short nap and will wake up when the teacher comes. But that day my luck betrayed me. Ms. Anna caught me sleeping, and I became the laughingstock of the whole class. And since my rank was also the lowest, some bullies started to target me. First, I thought we'll be okay after a few days. They will leave me alone for a few days, but they never left and continued to create trouble for me. When I tried to fight back, the bullying became even more intense. I started to regret my decision of not training during the first few months. Now, every time I try training, those bullies will start beating me, spouting curses at me. I was already very depressed from all this. I even tried to inform the teachers, but they just ignored it, saying that it's your fault that you are not strong enough. This caused me to break down even more. 4 months passed by, and I was never able to learn or train due to those bastards. My parents sent me letters asking about my health, but I cannot tell them about all this. They will get overly worried if they heard about this. When Ms. Anna announced the exam date, it caused me to sink into the depths of despair. I was already considering leaving this academy, but then a ray of hope shined on me very brightly. Ding! The appropriate host found. Would you like to bind with the strongest system of magic? Yes/no. I was in a daze due to the shock. I knew about systems from reading novels. It was really unbelievable thing that a real system came in front of me. I hurriedly agreed with it. Permission granted. Binding to the host's soul. Successful. Generating new status plate. Status. Name. Fade crest. Class mage. Rank. G-. Max rank potential. E can be increased. HP. 200 MP. 50/50. STR. 15 out of 100. SPE. 12 out of 100 GI. 13 out of 100 Def. 9 out of 100 Int. 31 out of 100. Talent. Mage aptitude. Technique. Mana manipulation. G+. Skill. Fireball G. Evaluation. You are the favored child of the heavens. You are weak for now, but can be the strongest in the future. Shop. Locked. EXP points 0. I was so happy that a laugh leaked from my mouth unconsciously, which caused me to become the center of attraction again. The bullies got irritated with me and started beating me again. I tried to fight back, but there were too many of them. I thought that someone will help me, since right now we were in the middle of the class, but everyone just ignored it. Some were even secretly laughing at me. I lost consciousness just like that, and now I am in the healer's office laying on the bed. Fade clenched his fist and gritted his teeth. A wave of unfathomable anger rose from the depths of his heart, remembering those laughing faces. I will definitely beat you one day. I will beat you until you beg to be forgiven. Just you wait, you bastards. Then the door of the office opened, and an extremely beautiful girl walked in and sat on the chair placed near my bed. Hello, classmate Fade. I am Kira, your classmate. I helped you get here. Are you feeling well now? Kira. Yeah, I'm feeling well in now. Fade. Okay then, I will leave now. I have to prepare for the exams. Kira. Why yet? Okay, bye Fade. After that, Kira left the office, but Fade was still in awe of her beauty. Now that I have become the son of heavens, I will definitely become strong. At that time, I will take her as my woman. If someone came in my way, humph, I will destroy him. After the last class, every student started to focus on their training. The library, which was always vacant, is now full and very lively. Everyone is trying their best so that they can improve their ranks. Because everybody knows, in this academy, your rank is extremely important. If you get a good rank in these midterm exams, you can get a chance to visit a better guild, and the top 100 rankers will be invited by the strongest guild and can even get the chance to meet high-ranked awakeners. When everyone is trying their best, a rumor is also spreading everywhere, and you've guessed it right. It's about Fade, obviously. Hey, you know that Trash Fade declared an official duel with those who bullied him. Yeah. Is he trying to get killed? Who knows? I just heard about it. Do you really think that Trash will win? No, I think he will lose. In fact, I think he will end up disabled this time. When is that duel? I heard that it is in a month after the midterm exams. All the students have already heard this rumor. Most of them are sure that Fade will lose, except for one. According to the novel, that guy will win this duel. It was actually because during the physical test, Fade will get a fruit that will help him in increasing his strength. Isn't it too cliché? Anyway, even if I take that fruit, it won't be useful to me. I am already at the peak of D rank. A week later, in the exam hall. These questions are decent. I can easily pass this one. I have always been good at studies, so I don't really need any cheat like the protagonist to pass this, but obviously, I'm not so good that I will score first in the written exams. After an hour, Rio completed his exam and walked out of the exam hall and saw that Fade has already left the exam hall. Only a few of the students are left who are still writing their exams. The next day, I was already standing at the site where the physical exam will take place. In front of me is a small portal. This is an E-rank dungeon where we need to kill monsters for this exam. After half an hour, all the students gathered here, and Ms. Anna started her speech. You all have to enter this E-rank dungeon. In order to get marks, you have to slay a monster or complete hidden missions in this dungeon. And if you kill the boss monster, you will get extra marks too. The teachers will be monitoring your performance, so don't worry about your safety. Now enter one by one. All the students immediately started to enter the portal, and when Rio entered, he was transferred to a lush mountain. I just need to kill 15 monsters to get in the top 100s. This way I can get benefits, and can also ignore the spotlight. Just after Rio walked a few 100 meters, he already encountered his first enemy. It's a giant bear. It is said that a mature one is at E+ rank. This one is definitely mature. The bear also noticed Rio's presence and immediately started to run towards him. This bear is around 1.5 m tall and has sharp nails on his limbs. It has a thick skin strong enough to defend against blunt attacks of low level easily. When the bear was only 3 m away from Rio, suddenly a slashing sound came. Rio was already on his way to find the next one now. Behind him, a giant bear collapsed with a bang sound, and its head was sliced very neatly in a single strike. I've gotten fast. Even though I didn't use any skill, it was really easy to slice it with pure strength and speed. Just like this, Rio killed 15 monsters of E+ rank with a single slash in just half an hour. It was so easy, as if he was taking a stroll around here. Now what should I do? There's still an hour before this test ends. Let's visit the boss monster then. Although I will not kill the boss, I will just help someone in killing it. I can test my swordsmanship a little on that monster's body. In the middle of the forest, there are no trees in sight, and just an open field with grass on it. It's as if the trees were deliberately not present here. A young girl can be seen here. She is fighting the boss monster of this dungeon. There's a determined look on her beautiful face. Although there are few injuries on her body, she is fighting without paying any mind to her injuries. With her every sword strike, she is making a deep wound on the body of the monster. After getting a few more wounds on its body, the monster suddenly got enraged. Its eyes turned crimson, and strong bloodlust was oozing out of its body. It started attacking the young girl madly. Clearly, this was its last effort at survival. Leah suddenly panicked after seeing this. It was her first time facing a monster like this. This short time of distraction caused the monster to get an opportunity, and the monster immediately gave a punch to her face. The impact of the punch caused her to lose her standing, and she fell down. Just as the monster was about to launch its next attack, a shadow flashed by, and a sound of meat slicing came this time. The boss monster fell down, and its limbs were sliced neatly. Just its head was intact. Clearly, it was left alive on purpose. A boy with black hair and black eyes was standing near the body. But before Leah could say anything or ask about what happened, the exhaustion from the previous fight caused her to faint. Looks like I got a little late. Anyway, let's just finish this guy. Rio immediately slashed the head of the monster and left the scene of the incident before the teachers came to take Leah back. After helping Leah, Rio left that place and headed to the place where the protagonist should be completing his hidden mission. Yeah, Faye got that fruit by completing a hidden mission in this dungeon. It's a mission you will get if you enter the desert area. In the middle of the desert area, you can trigger that mission by standing near the lake. Yeah, a lake in the middle of the desert. Well, since this is a plot hole, it can't surprise me much. For getting that fruit, you have to reach the middle of the lake, which is protected by a D rank monster. How did Faye get that fruit when there's a monster of D rank? Oh, come on. Just shut down your brain for a while and start thinking with your knees for a few seconds. You will be able to understand how he got it. There were some people who came before Faye near that lake and got attacked by that monster, and Faye got the fruit amidst all this. Then other students started to pursue him and got face slapped by him. At the end, that D-rank monster was left there without any care in the world. I am going there to test my sword on that monster. After 15 minutes of running at full speed, Rio was already standing near that place behind a huge stone, observing all the plot happening in front of him as written in the novel. After Fade ran away with the fruit, all the students ran after him, and the snake-shaped monster was left alone. It stood there for a few minutes continuously looking in the direction the students left, but it did not chase. So it's true that D-rank and above monsters generally don't leave their territory. Then Rio left his hiding place and walked towards the monster. The monster instantly got wary. Unlike other monsters, it didn't rush to fight because it can sense the aura of a D-rank. Unlike humans, monsters are sensitive to the aura of other creatures. Rio did not delay anymore and unleashed a sword slash on the snake. The attack causes a huge wound on its head, but it did not die but just got wounded. Looks like pure strength cannot kill D-rank monsters in one strike. I should train more after going back. Seemingly frightened, the snake tried to escape, but with another slash, Rio sliced its head off before it can even move. Then, without waiting, he left the place, and after 5 minutes he found a stone. He sat on it and started to meditate. The mana density inside the dungeons is high, so he just spent the rest of the time meditating. After a while, a white light covered him and teleported outside of the dungeon. There were few students here compared to the number of students who entered the dungeon. Good work. Everyone, we have recorded your kill count through your wrist clock, so the results will be released in a few days. Until then, you can rest. The students who got injured or fainted have been taken to the healer's office. You can leave now. Let's head back. It's good that I didn't reveal my strength. The teachers can only figure out the kill no or the health of the students through the wrist clocks, but they can't see the process. So, I can ignore being seen easily. After a while, Rio was already in his room. He changed his clothes, took a bath, and lay down to sleep. Next morning, when Rio was training in the gravitational training room, an uninvited guest visited him. Now Rio and Leah were inside a small cafe and sitting in front of each other. While Rio was just sipping his tea, Leah was staring daggers into his face. "Say, what do you want in exchange for saving me?" "Leah, transfer money to my account," Rio spoke in a calm tone. "Don't you need anything else?" "Leah, if you're unsatisfied, then transfer even more money in my account." Rio, "Okay then." "Leah." After saying that, Leah left her seat and walked away. Rio continued to sip his tea until the bill was given to him. Damn it, she didn't pay for her tea. Rio left the cafe and started to head back while taking a stroll. If I remember correctly, Leah's personality was its Sunder type. Leah is actually the only daughter of an S-rank awakener. Her father is the guild master of the guild named Silver Shadow. It's the second strongest guild in the world. Several S-rankers work in that guild. Leah's father is the strongest S-rank in that guild. The first guild is obviously belonging to Link's father, who is SS ranked. But it won't be a bad choice to join her guild in the future. I can stay there until I become SS rank myself. I don't want to get entangled with that Link's guild. Not to mention that bastard will cause trouble for me. He will also end up getting killed by Fade together with his guild. Although I don't care about Fade, it's better to let Fade end that villain himself. It will help him in developing his strength. But if Fade really tried to go as far as becoming an enemy of mine, I won't mind destroying him and his system both myself. There's no absolute in this world. As long as you have enough strength, you can do anything you want. Now it's time I look for that thing, which will help me block Fade's appraisal. It's time to start the second round of stealing protagonist chances. After the midterm tests, the next 15 days are without any class schedule. So, most of the students have gone to visit their family, or some have gone on a relaxing vacation, except for me. Here, I am standing in a C-rank dungeon, looking for a chance to carry out a stealing spree. Oh, don't mind that pile of dead monsters behind me. They were just weaklings. So, I was saying that after leaving the cafe, I booked a ticket for this dungeon named Lizard Nest. It's a C-rank dungeon, and now I am looking for the place where I will be able to trigger the hidden mission. Well, as you know, extras like me have to find the hidden mission, but protagonists can stumble upon them with sheer luck. Such terrifying luck. If luck was actually a type of attack stat, then protagonists would have been invincible long ago, but it's a relief that there's no such thing yet. Who knows if there is? This world is already unscientific anyway. I won't be surprised if it was found that a pig has grown wings in this world. After about half an hour of running, Rio was in front of a massive cave. This should be their nest. This time fight can't be avoided, because in order to get what I need, we will have to kill our way inside. Just as Rio entered, a 3M-long lizard covered with scales pounced on him. Its speed is slow, but its strength is high. Even the ground is cracking beneath it. Not to mention, this is just a low-ranked one in this nest. When the lizard was only 2M away from Rio, its head flew away with the sound of a sword slashing, and that 3M body collapsed on the ground as if a doll losing its strings. They're still weak, though. Just like this, a great massacre occurred in this nest. Poor lizards were slaughtered like vegetables. About an hour later, Rio was already standing in front of the boss's room. He opened the huge door and walked inside. It was dark in here, but then suddenly torches lit the whole place. A huge 5 m-long lizard can be seen staring right at Rio. Its mouth was spitting flames, and its scales are obviously very hard. This guy's at C+, and since I have not become AC rank, it will be a good fight this time. Both of them stood in their place for a few seconds, and an eerie silence covered the surroundings. Suddenly, both of them launched at each other. The monster spat a thick flame toward Rio, but it was avoided very easily. At the time when it stopped, Rio was already near its face. Rio slashed at its neck, but to his surprise, it only created a shallow wound on the monster. Rio hurriedly moved away from his previous position. When looking back, the lizard's tail can be seen stuck on the floor where he was standing before. Looks like today I can use my skills after such a long time. Body strengthening. Rio's mana covered every part of his body from the inside. From the outside, everything is still the same, but his body has been strengthened by mana. Using body strengthening increased his all stats temporarily. It consumes too much mana. I will increase my mana capacity after going back. The monster was already impatient. It spat another flame at Rio. But again, the flame was avoided, and Rio launched the sword strike with concentrating mana in his hands this time. A huge wound appeared on the lizard's back. It attacked with its tail, but Rio deflected it with a swing of his sword. It seemed simple, but all this could not have been done without his high understanding of basic swordsmanship. Let's finish this. Lightning Sword. An extremely fast and precise sword strike was unleashed. It was so fast that it can't be seen with the naked eye at all. The monsters got beheaded with this final strike. Obviously, it also caused Rio to deplete his mana. He found a nearby stone and sat down on it to meditate and recover his mana again. In this world, there's no natural way to recover mana. Either you recover it by meditating or by using mana recovery potions, which are very expensive to buy. Well, I have a mana recovery potion given by the Academy, but I don't need to use it here. It will be a waste to use it now. Instead, it will be better to use it when I am in a life and death battle. After half an hour, Rio recovered his mana and walked toward the wall on the right side of the hall. This wall has several statues standing in front of it. Rio walked towards a statue holding a spear and a shield. He used all his strength and pushed the statue to the left side. As if a mechanism has been triggered, the wall started to open and a corridor was revealed. Rio walked into the corridor without hesitation. While walking, he again had a thought. When Fade came here, this statue was destroyed during his fight with the lizard monster, thus revealing this corridor. But when I was fighting it, that lizard never came near this statue. Is it because it doesn't want me to find this place, or is it simply the doing of luck? But one thing is certain, being the child of the heavens is really beneficial. Not to mention, you will get rare treasures as easily as breathing. Even life-threatening situations will lead you to amazing fortunes. Unlike an extra like me, who has to find his own way. Have I been abandoned by the heavens? Who cares? When Rio was on his stealing spree, the main protagonist is also not silent. He has already entered the ring. Today I will beat you all, just like you did to me. Fade. After the midterms were over, Fade entered E-rank dungeons to get points and upgraded his status. Now he has already become rank F+. If someone found out about his growth, they would die from envy. Not to mention, he bought a few skills from the shop. He can even appraise his opponent's status. When he used appraisal on these bullies, he found that they were just at E rank. Although it is still higher than him, he is the son of luck. He can easily cross the rank boundaries and defeat people even stronger than him. The spectators area was already full. Several first-year students have gathered here to witness this match. They were all whispering among each other and showing disgust towards Fade as if they already knew Fade will lose. Hey, see that trash really dare to come here? He will definitely get disabled today. He doesn't understand that he doesn't stand a chance against them. He will get beaten blue and black. I'm looking forward to it. Fade glanced at these students and sneered in his mind. Humph, I will show you all my greatness, you dumb heads, Fade. After about half an hour of waiting, one of the 5 bullies entered the ring. Trash. If you admit defeat, now maybe I will let you go. Fade just ignored him and brought out his wand to cast spells. Seeing his nonchalant behavior, the boy got enraged and started spouting vicious curses on Fade. After a while, the referee announced the start of the match. The bully instantly ran towards Fade with his dagger and launched a vicious attack on his face. Seeing this, some students gasped in shock. Looks like that trash is finished today. Such a strong attack, even I won't be able to stop it. As I said before, this trash will die today. At the very least, our academy will be free of trash today. But a sudden change happened. Before the dagger can pierce Fade, a huge blue fireball reached the bully's face. The burning pain caused him to lose his standing. He started crying while rubbing his face. It was truly shocking how the situation got reversed instantly. Everyone was extremely shocked. This is the power of pretending to be a pig to eat a tiger. The bully fainted due to pain and got carried away to the healer's office. This caused the other 4 bullies to be enraged, and they launched their attack together without warning. Although he defeated one of them, this time he will definitely be injured. Yeah, even the students in E+ rank will not be able to leave unscathed when facing 4 of the same rank. I think he will get fatal wounds this time, as expected of a trash. Fade sneered, seeing all 4 attacking together, and he calmly chanted 4 fireballs and launched them on the bullies. The bullies tried to avoid the fireball, but shockingly the fireball changed its trajectory in midair and followed them until they did not get hit by it. All 4 of them were also carried to the healer's office. Every student was too shocked after witnessing this dangerous fireball. Well, what was that attack? I don't know. I have never heard of a fireball that can change its trajectory in midair. That attack was ridiculous. How could that trash use such an attack? Did you notice the color of his fireball was blue? Only when you master a fire spell to its peak can have a blue color to it. Could it be that trash mastered the fireball spell? How can it be? Mastering a spell is not child's play. It takes huge effort. A huge commotion erupted among the students who witnessed this. Everyone was discussing the attack Fade used. Seeing this, Fade smiled in satisfaction. See, I told you, this young master is too good. Above the arena, in a luxury room, a young girl with red hair and dark red eyes can be seen staring at the figure standing in the arena. A shocked expression is on her beautiful face. How did he master Fireball to such a high degree? Even I haven't mastered it yet. I have been training under my father since childhood, yet I was not able to do it. How did he do it? I'm getting interested, Kira Bloodlight. In that young man, my lady? Kira's maid. No, what are you talking about? I am interested in that spell, not him. Kira, but unknown to her, a slight blush appeared on her face. This is the start of the romance story of Fade and the journey of Fade to become a foolproof harem king. After the match ended, Fade left the ring and headed to his dorm, but was suddenly invited by Kira's maid for tea. He was instantly excited and agreed. Looks like I've gotten a good fortune again this time. Then they discussed about the spells, and Fade answered Kira's questions on how he got so much mastery in Fireball. Obviously, most of it was a fake story created by Fade to impress a young maiden, but who cares? If you're getting a beautiful girl to hear your boasting, it will naturally not be care how much you boasted. Only Rio knew the real story, that Fade just increased his proficiency through the system using EXP points, not by efforts. This is the difference in a protagonist and an extra. In the C-rank dungeon, Lizard's Nest, Rio was walking in a dark corridor, ignoring all traps easily. It was as if he was just taking a stroll around here. After half an hour of walking, he was already in front of a small room. Rio walked in without hesitation. This small room had several books in it. It is like a small library that has not been cleaned for a long time. Even the books have become so old that nothing can be deciphered from them. Without wasting any time, Rio walked towards the table in the middle and picked up the book named Black Records. He took the book and placed it in the drawer of the table. A mechanism got triggered and a magic circle covered the library. After a few seconds, the magic circle disappeared and a beautiful flask appeared on the table from thin air. Rio picked up this beautiful flask, observed it for a few seconds, and threw it on the floor with all his strength. The flask broke, and its broken pieces are scattered everywhere. After a while, all the pieces turned into white light photons and rushed towards Rio's body. A warm feeling started to envelop Rio. After all the photons entered Rio's body, the warm feeling disappeared, snapping him out of his daze. Acquired a passive skill, true immunity. I'm glad I got it. Let's leave this place now. Rio immediately left this place and headed back to the dormitories. True immunity is a passive skill. It can make you immune to any unusual type of skill used on you, like an appraisal. Although an appraisal is not an attack skill, it's very stealthy and can use others' brains to get information about them. But true immunity can block such skills. Not only it can block appraisal, other unusual skills can also be nullified using it. For example, spirit attacks, mental attacks, and curse-type skills all can be blocked by it. Obviously, it isn't useful against physical and magic attacks. Its true worth will show when fighting the boss of SSS rank gate actually. That monster has a skill called atomic disintegration. It can cause every single atom of your body to disintegrate and will instantly reduce you to nothingness. But true immunity can block this skill. Isn't this skill overpowered? Yeah, it is. And Fade gets it with sheer luck. But now that I have taken it, he will have no choice but to buy it from the shop. No free things for you, buddy. After a few hours, Rio was already in his dorm room. On the way to his room, he heard about Fade's duel. That guy must be spending his time with Kira now. Well, she will become his greatest support in the future. Not to mention when Fade will become a SS rank, he will marry Kira. Thinking about this, a sudden thought came to his mind. Should I look for a girlfriend too? I mean, it's not banned to get in relationships in this academy. Due to the increase in the percentage of appearing a better potential in the next generation, love marriages are very famous in this world. Everyone wants to marry only the one they love. It strengthens the potential of your children. Thinking this far, Rio shook his head and threw this thought in the back of his mind. I will think about it later. There's still a long road left in front of me. After Rio came to his room, he directly entered his private training room and prepared for the breakthrough. Yeah, the fight with that lizard boss caused him to reach the peak of D+ rank, and now he can break through and become C rank anytime he wants. He has been suppressing his breakthrough in order to reach the academy. Now the time, let's start. He sat cross-legged and released his suppression and immediately started to focus on breaking through. This time the breakthrough is of special importance because after reaching rank C, you can finally project mana outside your body. Before he was only able to strengthen his body from inside. But after entering rank C, he can even use mana to defend by covering his body with it. Even the sword can be covered with mana, due to which its damage will increase by many times. It is said that entering rank C makes you a real warrior. After a few minutes of concentration, Rio finally broke through and became a C rank swordsman. The advancement has been completed. You have been promoted to rank C successfully. The rank of all the techniques and skills has been increased. Due to your basic swordsmanship becoming rank C, you have acquired a new skill, Sword Energy. Due to your high talent in swordsmanship, your skill Sword Energy has been evolved to a high rank and has become Sword Aura. Your elemental sword art has reached rank C. You have acquired new skill, Handling. You have acquired the ability to control your aura freely now. After a while, the notifications finally stopped and snapped Rio out of his daze. He was extremely shocked by all these notifications. I knew it will cause me to become strong, but I didn't expect it to be this fruitful, amazing. After calming himself for a while, Rio checked his status, which he hadn't checked in a while now. Status: Name, Rio Flash. Class, Swordsman. Rank, C-. Max rank potential, no limit, X. HP, 1800, 1800. MP, 1200, 1200. STR, 50/100. SPE, 50/100. AGI, 50/100. Def, 50/100. Int, 50/100. Talent, Limitless X. Sword Aptitude X. Techniques, Basic Swordsmanship, C. Elemental Sword Art, C. Skills, Body Strengthening, D+. Lightning Sword, D+. Sword Aura, G. Handling, G. Passive skills, True Immunity, X. Evaluation. You are an absolute anomaly. Your growth rate is terrifying, and you have unlimited potential. In a blink of an eye, the days passed by, and the day before the reopening of the classes came rather fast. The students who had gone home have already come back. The training grounds and the shopping areas became lively again. Amidst all this, the results for the midterm exams got released and were currently being displayed on a huge screen in the public training ground of the academy. A huge crowd can see staring at the screen. Some were happy, some were sad, and some were still looking for their ranks. After the crowd dispersed, a young boy with black hair and pitch-black eyes walked towards the screen and started to look for his rank, and in just a few glances he found his rank. Rio flashed rank 72. A satisfied smile appeared on Rio's face, and he left for his training grounds. According to the novel, a new event should be starting in a few days. I should train and get ready for it. After a few days, Ms. Anna made an announcement. As you all know, that your midterms have ended. And I am happy to announce that due to your efforts in the exams, the overall result of the class was highest compared to other classes. Due to this, your class has gotten a chance to go on a tour of the Ralt Islands. I don't need to tell you about those islands, you already know about them. So be prepared, we will be leaving in 2 days. And I warn you all not to relax too much, and don't forget to bring your weapons. You'll have to take part in activities on the islands. Now you can leave. As you must have already guessed it, Rolled Islands is a place where several small and large islands are located near each other and are collectively called the Rolled Islands. Its name is Rolled because a famous S-rank water mage was born here. A small population lives here, and several luxury hotels are also located here. Not to mention these islands have great scenery. It also has several low-rank dungeon gates too. According to what was written in the novel, Rolled Islands is a very beautiful place. They will get destroyed due to our disaster magnet, Fade. An S-rank dungeon gate will open suddenly at these islands when Fade and all his classmates will be enjoying their free time there. In the starting, everything will be normal, and a few peaceful days will be granted to the citizens of Ralt Islands. Then suddenly, an S-rank dungeon will open, spurting a huge quantity of monsters. In this world, every newly opened gate releases a particular number of monsters when it's newly opened. The same goes for the S-rank dungeons. Obviously, it will not release S-rank monsters, but a huge number of monsters below S-rank will be released, which will cause several students to be killed. Later, those islands will need to be evacuated due to increasing casualties. Although several students will fight and a stalemate will form for a while, but due to the high number of the monsters, they will have to leave the islands on the same ship they came. Let's prepare some potions to help me in difficult circumstances and increase my training intensity too. Unlike the protagonist, I don't have the protection of heavenly luck. If I encountered an A-rank monster, I will not be able to make it back alive. After 2 days, the students were already gathered on the spot where they will be boarding their train to the nearby port. Every student has an excited expression on his face. Well, it is really rare for the students of this academy to go on such tours. After all, this academy is famous for its strict disciple. All the students boarded the train. Rio got on the train and sat on a seat near the window. Just as he was going to close his eyes, he heard an arrogant voice calling him. "Hey, I'm sitting here because there's no other seat. Don't you dare think anything else." "Leah." "Yeah, okay, Rio," Rio said with an expressionless face, as if he didn't care. "What is with that unemphatic tone? Humph, who cares, Leah? Maintain a distance from me, and don't you dare touch me. Otherwise, I will give such a hard punch on your face, even your jaw will break, Humph." "Leah, don't think that since you have saved me once, I will let you have your way with me. This young lady has a long line of suitors behind her. Not to mention several young masters and heirs of big families are dying to have a single talk with me. You're already lucky enough to even get a talk with me, Humph, Leah. Not to mention, I've already transferred enough money in your bank account. Anyway, I have a huge amount of money. It doesn't matter if I threw away some of it in the garbage, Humph. Leah, do you even know how many luxury cars I have? Do you know how big a villa I live in? Obviously, you won't. How could someone like you have a villa, Humph, Leah?" Hearing this nonstop talk of Leah, Rio was already in a daze. Was Leah always this chatty in the novel, it was mentioned that she's a type of girl who won't even consider chatting with anyone and despised every single person. Not to mention chatting with others, the only time she spoke, she did so to spout curses on Kira in the novel. Then why is it so different? Rio. It's really strange. Was Liao always such a chatterbox? Rio. Seeing that Liao was going to continue her endless talk, Rio just ignored her and fell asleep. There is still a long way to figure out the truth. Liao continued her self-talk for a while until she noticed that Rio has fallen asleep. You, how can you fall asleep when I'm still talking? Hey, you wake up. Just like this, the journey on the train continued, and after a few hours, they were already at the port. This is a famous port, and it's very huge. Yeah, in order to describe this place, you can use a single word, that is huge. Several big and small ships are docked here. Ms. Anna talked with the captain of a ship we will be boarding. Then he guided us to his ship. This ship has a name for itself, Stormwalker. You might wonder why its name is Stormwalker. Even I was surprised when the captain introduced its name. According to the captain, this ship has overcome hundreds of thunderstorms and monster attacks, thus getting the name Stormwalker. The captain bragged that he has been working with Stormwalker since his childhood. Maybe it was bragging, or maybe it was real, but the captain was really happy talking about his adventures on Stormwalker. You could take a walk around the port until the ship leaves the port tomorrow morning. If someone got left behind, you will not be able to join us again and have to go back to the academy. So be sure to come back to the ship before morning. You can leave now. Anna. Most of the students directly ran towards the shopping area. Only a few stayed on the ship. Rio also left to stroll around. It's rare to have a chance to waste time like this. But since there are no training facilities here, nothing can be done about that. Let's see, should I buy some clothes? I haven't used the money Liao transferred yet. When Rio was walking toward the shops, he saw a few students argue about something with the shopkeeper. Then he suddenly remembered a face-slapping event should take place here at the port. As you know, Fade is from a poor background. When he enters the shop and tries to buy a few expensive clothes for himself, the shopkeeper shows his disgust at him, saying, "You can't afford this. You can't afford that, blah, blah, blah." Then magically Kira appears and buys the whole shop and gifts it to Fade for free. The shopkeeper gets face-slapped. Then he starts arguing with Fade, saying, "You are taking advantage of a lady from a rich family." Then the shopkeeper starts violence and calls his friends to beat Fade. Yet Fade and Kira beat them instead. Should I go to another place? I will get irritated seeing these cliché developments. Just when Rio was thinking of going to another shop, his hand was caught by a small hand. "Where are you going? Come with me. I want to visit that bar." "Yeah." "Oh, okay, Rio." Since Rio didn't have anything else to do, he decided to go with the flow when Lia asked him to come with her. Both of them then entered a small bar, and Lia did not wait for anything, but directly started to drink. A slight blush appeared on her face. Due to her being a beauty, several hooligans got attracted to her, but Rio just made them faint by releasing a bit of his aura on them. Such small fries can't do a thing in front of me. Only the protagonist have to pretend to face slap. A sigh of disappointment escaped his mouth. "Hey, what are you waiting for a drink this?" "Lia." "Yeah, okay." Rio. "Sigh, this woman is a real headache." "Well, ordinary drinks like this can't really affect me much, since I have already become AC rank." After a few hours, Liao was already too drunk. She started to chatter nonstop again. "You know, since I was a child, no one ever saved me. Even my father was very strict with me. You were the first one who dared to do so. If not for the fact you ran away, I would have beaten you black and blue for interrupting my fight with that monster. My father said that only if you are in danger can you become strong. So next time, don't get in my way. Otherwise, I will beat you to pulp." And just like this, she fell asleep. I didn't know she had such a hard childhood. Well, her past was never written in the novel. The only role she had in the novel was to spout curses on Kira. Maybe it was due to some incident related to her childhood. Anyway, it doesn't really matter to me much either way. Rio. Well, if there is some change, then it is a good chance. Maybe she won't die as she did in the novel. The rest is dependent on fate. In my case, there's no fate or destiny. I have my path myself. Unlike her, I am an extra. Rio got up and carried Lia back to the ship. He didn't know her room, no, so he just took her to his own room. He laid her on his bed and slept with her. Although I am a loner, I am not a pure-hearted person. It doesn't really matter if someone's there to accompany my sleep. I will tease her a bit in the morning. Of course, he isn't going to do anything to her. She is still a kid. I wonder what expression she will make when she will wake in the morning. Obviously, I won't do anything to her, but a little bit of teasing can still be done. A very devilish smile appeared on Rio's face. In the morning the boat left the port and all the students returned back. Fortunately, or unfortunately, no one was left behind, thus heading towards the Ralt Islands. It will take 15 days to reach the Ralt Islands. It's going to be a long and peaceful trip, except for a few people. In the evening the next day, where is this? Leah looked around, and she found the room unfamiliar. Then she checked her clothes, and seeing they were still neat and clean, she heaved a sigh of relief, but then a voice made her lose her mind. Oh, you are awake, take this coffee, Rio. Leah continued to stare at the coffee and Rio for a while. Her mind was already blank. Several calculations and thoughts were running wild in her mind. Her eyes started to lose color and become lifeless, as if the sky was falling on her. Just as she was about to burst into tears, a voice calmed her. Oh, come on, what are you thinking about? I didn't know your room number, so I took you here in my room. Why are you behaving like a child whose candy has been snatched by a bad uncle? Rio, I'm not a kid. Yo, you WH, what did you do to me? Leah, well, what did I do? I wonder what has been done when a young, beautiful girl was on my bed, completely defenseless. Rio spoke with great emotions on his face. Yo, you, how can you do that to me? Leah. Seeing the grin on Rio's face, Leah had a sudden urge to punch his face. But due to the effects of drinking too much, her body was not reacting to her will. Take this coffee, you will get some energy. Last night you spent so much energy clinging to me after all. Rio. Seeing Leah irritated, Rio widened his grin even more. WHY, it's impossible. Why would I cling to someone like you? Leah. Well, if you don't remember, then what can be done? Even though you were so aggressive last night. Rio made a face as if he's being wronged. Impossible. That's impossible. Leah. Seeing that Leah was at her limit, Rio decided to stop now. Okay, don't cry. I didn't really do anything to you. You're still as pure as milk. Don't worry. Rio, are you speaking the truth? Leah. Yeah, I was just fooling around with you, Rio. When Leah figured out that Rio was really making a fool of herself, she got really embarrassed. In the end, she left Rio's room angrily. Humph! You idiot! You meanie! I am going. I will definitely get back to you one day. Leah. After Leah left, a satisfied smile appeared on Rio's face. He sat near the window and continued to enjoy the scenery. It was already evening, actually. Then suddenly the ship started to vibrate a little, and screaming sounds started to come from outside. Rio sighed at this commotion and said, What happened now? Good grief, can an extra not even enjoy his coffee in peace? Let me rest for a while. Walking out of the room, Rio saw several sea monsters attacking the ship. But the main thing that caught his attention was the huge octopus that was right in front of the ship. It is so huge that it can be considered a small mountain. This is definitely an S-rank monster. But why would it appear here? Generally, S-rank monsters don't leave their territory, and not to mention a monster above B rank have a certain amount of intelligence. It wouldn't attack anything like a mad beast. Only when necessary do such high-rank monsters fight. There is nothing written about this in the novel. I should not lower my vigilance just because this octopus was not mentioned in the novel. This is not a novel now, it's a real world. Here are things that happen outside the plot too. Just as Rio was deciding on what to do next, the giant octopus attacked the ship with its huge tentacles. But before it could even come close to the ship, a huge magic circle covered the ship. This magic circle was so big that any mage can faint from its magic consumption alone. Yet now this magic circle is being formed like nothing. After the magic circle was completed, a rain of fire started to bombard the octopus monster. Seeing that its attack did not succeed, the monster dived down into the water and left the place. Then Ms. Anna appeared on the ship's deck, and a new magic circle was created. This time, all the monsters attacking were counterattacked by her magic. Unlike the giant octopus monster, these low-rank monsters all got burned alive on the spot. After doing all this, Ms. Anna walked away leisurely as if all that happened was of no importance. All the students who witnessed this scene were totally dumbfounded. The mage students were shouting in excitement and were admiring the huge magic fluctuation produced by the attack used by Ms. Anna so easily. So this is the strength of a true S rank, killing thousands in a mere flick of a finger. How terrifying. Rio. Then the trip continued peacefully for a few days, but then the giant octopus returned again. This time it was accompanied by a huge army of sea monsters. Several different types of sea monsters can be seen here in this huge army. Not to mention a few sharkmen can be seen among this army. What the heck is going on? Why is this guy so desperate to attack our ship? Don't tell me this guy is attracted due to me. But why? Suddenly Rio felt his heart palpitating very fast. He immediately rolled away from his previous place. Looking back, he found that the place he was standing has been destroyed by a huge tentacle attack. It really is targeting me. I will have to find out, why is it targeting me? Rio walked towards the deck of the ship where most of the students were gathered. He brought his sword out too, just like the other students. Looking at Ms. Anna, it can be seen she has been irritated by this monster. Ms. Anna cast a simple flying spell and announced before flying toward the octopus. I will handle that monster. You all deal with those small fries in the meanwhile. All the students also launched towards the sea monsters and attacked the monsters who tried to climb the ship. Although these sea monsters are all low-ranked, but their number is too high. When you kill one, or two more attacks you back. Rio also joined the fight and started to carry out a slaughter. Even without using skills, he was already at C rank. These monsters of E rank were slaughtered like vegetables. While fighting, he carefully avoided places where the giant monster can launch a sneak attack on him. For half an hour, the fight continued and a stalemate was formed. But then the sharkmen joined the fight and started to overwhelm the students. Injuries started to appear on the students, and some were already exhausted from the relentless attacks. When Rio was fighting, he noticed 10 sharkmen directly coming toward him. These sharkmen are all at rank B. Without using his skill, he will not be able to fight them. So, in order to not get exposed, he slowly left the deck pretending to be in a fight and came towards a rather deserted area, where other students were not present. And as he expected, the sharkmen followed right behind him in an orderly manner as if they were trained professionals. Body strengthening. Rio directly covered himself with mana and launched an ambush on the first sharkman. With a swift and precise attack, it died in an instant. All the other sharkmen following behind it became alert seeing this. But due to the first attack advantage, Rio directly slashed the next one's neck easily. The sharkmen reacted now and launched a combined attack on Rio. But before their attack can land, Rio backed away. The sharkmen were surprised by this sudden change and lost their concentration. Taking advantage of their mistake, Rio directly killed another 2 of them with 2 more precise attacks. Then he backed away and waited for them to follow. But this time the sharkmen did not fall into his trap. They directly dived into the water and attacked from both sides, cornering him in the middle. Seeing this, Rio did not hesitate anymore and directly used his skills now. Lightning Sword. An extremely precise and fast sword slash landed on the sharkmen who attacked from behind, and all 3 of them got killed instantly. Seeing an opening, the sharkman on the other side stabbed with his spear and created a wound on Rio's shoulder. Before it could do more damage, Rio hurriedly backed away, but still got stabbed once more in his right leg. When a monster tried to land one more attack, Rio counterattacked this time. Handling. Rio used his sword to deflect the spear's trajectory in the wrong direction, which caused the sharkmen to lose their standing. With another sword strike, Rio killed 2 more sharkmen. Now only 1 more was left in front of him. 1 more to go. Sword Aura, Fire Strike. Suddenly, Rio's sword got covered in blue flames. This flame was a type of fire attack in itself. Rio clashed with the sharkmen and used the flame to cause a distraction for the sharkmen. The sharkmen, being a water creatures, got a little distracted by these highly condensed flames. This short distraction caused its head to fly away. thus declaring Rio's victory. Rio hurriedly brought out a healing potion from his storage ring and drank it. His wounds started to heal at a speed visible to naked eyes. Ralt Islands, morning. The next morning, we took a small boat and left for the main island, where we will be staying for about a week before the S rank gate will open. During this time, the students are free to do anything they want, except commit crimes, obviously. The rules and regulations are rather strict here on the Ralt Islands, since several Awakeners visit this place every day throughout the whole year. High security measures are thus important here. There are several battleships stationed on these islands to protect the islands from any kind of sea problems. A huge number of fishermen enter the sea every day, and since the marine industries depend on these local fishermen, the fishermen get rather special treatment. Of course, you can't get away after committing a crime, though. Only those who are C rank or above can get away after committing crimes by paying compensation. Well, you will only get accused of a crime if you get caught red-handed. Otherwise, as long as you don't cause a massacre, your crimes will be ignored. After all, this is a world where only the strong have the chance of survival. Weak ones are always disregarded here. Should I take part in that event or not? Before the S rank gate opens, there is still an event. According to the novel, when the original protagonist Fade defeated the bullies, he triggered a chain villain event. You must know what a chain villain is, right? It's when you defeat one and its backer comes to make trouble for you. Then you defeat them and even one more person comes to make trouble with you. Yeah, that type of villain. So, when those bullies woke up and found out that Fade has defeated them, they got enraged and requested Link, their ultimate backer, to avenge them. Now, when on these Ralt Islands, the students will divide into two factions. One supports Fade to stand against the bullies, and the other is Link's group, including his lackeys. To sort out their fight, they will challenge each other through a dungeon hunting contest. In a dungeon hunting contest, you have to clear dungeons of a particular rank in a set time period. The team which will clear the most dungeon at the end will win, and the one with a lower dungeon clearing number will lose this game. It's a type of team match where coordination is extremely important. After all, you can't clear several dungeons by yourself. It can only be done if you are too high in rank than the dungeon itself. But in the novel, the rank of the dungeon decided in this contest by these two groups was E-rank dungeons. Since it was a contest, obviously, there will be a bet. And the bet was on who will get a kiss from Kira, the main heroine between Fade and Link. If you're thinking that Fade must have won this contest, no, you guessed wrong this time. Fade didn't win this contest. Actually, Link was going to win this contest. But then destiny, or you can say luck, shined on Fade, and an S rank gate was opened thus. The contest was never concluded. But if the gate had not opened, then Fade would have lost this contest. Are you wondering why? Just close your eyes and think with your solid knees of yours. How can a mere Fade win against Link, who is already midway to C rank? Even though Fade is the son of the heavens and has heavenly luck protecting him, it can't equal true strength. No matter how much of heaven-defying cheats you have, you can't fight someone who is too high in ranks than you. Not to mention Fade is still in E rank. There's a huge gap in their strength. In the end, I will choose not to get involved with the business of the protagonist again. After thinking about all this, Rio came to the conclusion that rather than wasting his time on this cliche thing, he would rather polish his skills, which will help him survive the next disaster, which will be coming in just a week. Do you think that he should make others aware of the disaster? How will he make them believe it, even if he told them everything about it? Not to mention people will mock him, saying he has gotten mentally ill instead. I just like minding my own business. Even if someone thinks that I'm selfish, it doesn't really matter much to me. In the following days, the plot developed just like Rio has expected it to be. The contest was decided, and a lively atmosphere can be seen around the low-ranked dungeons on several islands. The students who have already entered a dungeon before during the midterm tests were already fearless about the dangers in the dungeons and were running toward them as if looking at a sweet. Even the officials got a headache seeing the students' attitude. They tried to control the situation a bit, but the students just ignored them and continued to do their contest battle. In the end, the officials sighed deeply and left while rubbing their heads. Ms. Anna just ignored it, saying that the students are rather lively today. While Rio was concentrating on his training and working on improving his skills, a fierce battle was going on between the students and the monsters. Come on, this is our 5th dungeon. We can win this contest. Let's go. Kill these nasty monsters. Kill. The students, which have been fighting continuously, have already their reason temporarily and just fighting like a madman, not caring for their own wounds. The only thing they care is about killing more monsters. This is the infamous battle poisoning phenomenon. This can only be seen when you're fighting inside a dungeon. This phenomenon is also the reason why Awakeners have to take breaks between their raid to a dungeon. In this phenomenon, an Awakener who has been fighting in the dungeon for a long time nonstop will slowly start to lose their sense of reason, and the only thing they will care is about killing. Although, this can be cured rather easily by just carrying that particular person out of the dungeon after he ends up exhausted from his/her endless fight. But it can get extremely dangerous if you're not carried out of the dungeon on a time. Because if you are not carried out and are still inside a dungeon, even though you have collapsed from exhaustion, your desire to kill will start increasing very rapidly in that state. Eventually, it will affect your brain and cause serious brain damage to you, thus reducing you into a brainless killing machine. There have been examples of such people in the past, and even now you can hear all this on news every once in a while. The students which have been fighting endlessly are obviously affected by this phenomenon, but it's a relief that the officials have expected this outcome, and a team of Awakeners is nearby waiting for the students to collapse in order to carry them out this place. After clearing the 5th dungeon, Fade's team of 10 students collapsed from exhaustion and got carried out by the Awakeners hired by the officials. Although Fade was very unwilling to lose, in the end, he also collapsed from exhaustion. Link's team was also not faring too well, and except that most of his lackeys also collapsed. But since he is AC rank, his resistance is obviously higher than others. So, he just continued until he got satisfied, and Link was already laughing in happiness after finding out that he has already won the contest so easily. Not to mention tomorrow is the day when the contest will end, and he will be able to create his dominance among all the students. He was already thinking about how to punish those who were daring enough to go against him and help that trash Fade. But fate played a joke on the poor villain. The very next day, at right 8 a.m., a huge spatial shockwave ran throughout the islands. A huge area of space in the right middle of the all islands started to rumble and produce spatial cracks. It's finally starting. Rio. All the space cracks started to merge, and after merging they formed a small circular hole, which started to widen slowly and reached a diameter of 500 m in just half an hour. Then the hole started to change its color. From pitch black it turned into purple. With tremendous spatial fluctuations surrounding it, the dungeon gate finally stabilized itself and started to collect mana from the surrounding madly. Seeing such a huge dungeon gate opened in the middle of the Ralt Islands, the face of the officials became extremely ugly. They immediately sealed the location and started to prepare a blockade formation. Everyone can understand from the amount of mana this dungeon is absorbing that it's preparing to spew a huge number of monsters out of it. If the blockade was not prepared at a time, then the monsters will kill the citizens living on the Ralt Islands indiscriminately. Even the fastest reinforcements will take about 4 hours to come to this place because of the distance of the Ralt Islands from the nearby military camp. Although there are warships stationed here, they're too few in number to fight against the monsters spewed by such a huge dungeon. So, this is how a rank S dungeon looks like. Rio was already in awe after seeing this dungeon gate. The number of space fluctuations it is producing is already enough to destroy any creature below B rank immediately. Even B rank individuals will not be able to resist the sheer might of this gate for more than half an hour. Only S rank or above creatures are qualified to enter it, without breaking a sweat. Others can only look from a distance. This is the might of an S rank dungeon. According to the history of this world, during the starting days when S rank was the mainstream, and S rank people were extremely rare. These S rank dungeons were considered a huge disaster. Although these S rank dungeons would not release an S rank monster, the number of monsters released below S rank was already a huge headache. There's some kind of restriction which prevent monsters of the same rank as the dungeon gate cannot use that dungeon gate. There are only two ways for monsters of the dungeon world to enter our world. One is through a dungeon gate of higher rank than you, and another one is by becoming SS rank or above, thus acquiring the ability to open your own teleportation portal. A huge number of casualties have been done by these S-rank dungeons over time, but with the emergence of SS rank awakeners, these danger gates have been reduced to factories that provide several crucial things like mana stones for daily consumption. The number of S-rank gates determines the economical conditions of a race nowadays. After observing the dungeon gate, for a while Rio's face was covered with a look of excitement. Although, he knew that he is not protected by heavenly luck like other named characters. But it's also true that I'll get to test my skills on several B-rank monsters today, not to mention I can even increase my combat experience. I'm looking forward to it now. After the dungeon gate opened, Ms. Anna, who is the only S-rank present right now on the Rald Island, obviously showed up in front of the dungeon gate. She was standing with a sour expression on her face. All the students also gathered to help the blockade. After an hour of long and nerve-wracking wait, the dungeon finally stopped absorbing mana. It's starting to spin slowly, and just like this, several low-rank monsters started to come out of it. Starting from low rank to high rank, a huge army of monsters started to come out of the gate. The monster army consisted of several different species. Basically, every type of monster can be seen marching here, except for the really rare ones. There are several rare species among the monsters like Phoenix, dragons which can't be seen so easily. Not to mention legendary species like Phoenix and dragons have intelligence from the very day they're born, due to which they never take part in fights where they have to act like cannon fodder for others. In this, you can't have dragons and Phoenix as your pets. If you try to enslave a dragon, the very next day, a huge army of giant dragons will greet you on your doorsteps with a concentrated dragon's breath right at your face. Although, species like dragons doesn't have much of a comradeship among them, but they really get extremely angry after finding that a dragon has been enslaved. Due to which the aspiring youngsters who always wanted to be a dragon knight can only dream of riding dragons while still sitting on a pig's back. With the entry of the monsters, the fight started immediately. Both sides started to attack each other, and the battlefield became extremely chaotic. Although the monsters were being slaughtered one-sided, their high numbers started to show its advantage, and the defenders started to be pushed back. Rio just fought nonchalantly at the very end, while slashing his sword boringly. He was basically distancing himself from the center of the battlefield. It's not that he is scared, it's just he doesn't want to get entangled with more than he can't chew. Unlike the other named ones, which are basically fighting on the very front, he knew he does not have a heavenly protection. Although, I can kill B-rank monsters easily, but there's several A-rank monsters fighting with Ms. Anna there. Any one of their casual attack can instantly kill me. The named characters like Fade are all protected by the heavenly luck, so there won't be a stray attack coming their way. But same is not true for him, because he is just an extra. I would use my energy more when retreating. After deciding his course of action, Rio continued to stroll around the rear of the battlefield, while slashing a few monsters nonchalantly. Then suddenly, a huge explosion attracted his attention. I was wondering why Ms. Anna, who is in S ranks, needed to retreat from a mere A-rank monsters in the novel. But it seems the reality is rather mind-blowing. The S-rank gate was still releasing monsters endlessly, but the most problematic thing is that several A-rank monsters are coming out of the dungeon gate. Even if Ms. Anna is an S-rank, she can't really fight so many of her rank monsters alone, not to mention she is a mage, not a warrior type, due to which she is in disadvantage in the current situation. Looking around, it can be seen that she's being attacked by at least 40 A-rank monsters together. That's really a dangerous situation. Not to mention the gate is still releasing more monsters out of it. She can't handle it for long and will order retreat soon. And as Rio had expected it, even more rank monsters started to come out of the dungeon gate, as if they're forcefully being sent here to fight. Maybe an S-rank monster is forcing them to come here. If they can succeed in taking over this place, and can maintain to stay here for a long time, they can upgrade the S-rank dungeon gate, and thus even more high-rank monsters will be able to come out of it. According to the novel, they succeeded in doing so and upgraded the gate before the reinforcements can reach this place. When Ms. Anna saw that even more rank monsters are coming out of the dungeon gate, she immediately ordered the officials to start evacuating the people of the island nearby to ensure their safety. Slowly, the defense line started to retreat more, and monsters started to push forward more and more. The battle started to become unfavorable for the ones defending as time passed. When Ms. Anna retreated, the A-rank monster who were fighting her directly targeted the people defending on the very front of the battlefield. A huge onslaught started several awakeners, and some unlucky student got killed instantly by their attacks. Seeing that the battle was turning unfavorable, Ms. Anna ordered the students to retreat to the ship too. Yet some students which were caught in a monster tide were still not able to retreat on time and got overwhelmed. In the end, no one waited for them, and even Ms. Anna shook her head. It was clear that they have been sacrificed, and no one will save them now. This is the very reason why Rio did not join the fight on the front. It is good to be on front if you know that you can push forward during the battle. But when it comes to retreat, the people on the very front are targeted first. There will be no way for you to go in that situation and will be like a rat trapped in a cage, waiting to be killed by the monsters following you right behind your back, taking pleasure of your despair-filled face. Just as Rio was going to retreat, he remembered something and looked around to find a certain person. And after looking carefully, he found her retreating in a panic state. She was visibly exhausted and was struggling hard to even take steps. Yet seeing the monsters following behind, she had a desperate expression on her face. "I can't die here. I will get out of it." Liao was encouraging herself by saying this in her mind. But her tired body was not listening to her desperate will. "I shouldn't have rushed to the forefront to compete with Kira. TSK, what do I do now?" Suddenly, she saw a huge lion-type monster rushing straight at her. It was definitely a B-rank monster, and in her exhausted state, there was no way to defend herself. The monster did not care about her state at all, and directly used its front paw to attack her face, but just as it was only a few inches away, it stopped. As if time has stopped for the monster, it stayed on its place for a second, then it collapsed down with a bang. Its body was sliced neatly in several pieces, as if an experienced chef has sliced it very carefully. In an instant, a B-rank monster was reduced to a neatly cut meat. Then she heard a calming voice to which she was extremely familiar. "Need some help?" "Sundara-chan." Rio spoke with a grin on his face. Hearing him, she suddenly felt an urge to punch this bastard on face. But due to extreme exhaustion, she fainted. Just as she was about to fall, Rio caught her and carried her on his back. After taking Lia, Rio immediately left the battlefield and started to retreat towards the ship, the Stormwalker. While on the way, he started to think about the previous event. According to the novel he read in his previous life, it was described that Lia was an extremely beautiful girl before her face was destroyed by a lion-type monster. Yeah, in the later parts of the novel, Lia always covered her face under a mask, so as to hide her face. Because during the fight on the Ralt Island, she charged right at the front. So as to compete with Kira, she made a bet with her that the one who will kill more monsters will win. Her being a battle maniac type, she directly used her strongest skill from the very start and lost her mana very quickly, due to which she was not able to retreat on time and got caught up with a lion-type monster. That monster had very sharp nails. It directly attacked her face several times and ruined her beauty, which she has been proud of since young age. Although she was rescued by Ms. Anna later because of Lia being the only daughter of an S rank. She enjoyed the privilege of being rescued, thus saving her life. But it was already too late at that time. Her face has been ruined already. I know what you're thinking. Why did she not use healing potions, right? Actually, there's a big flaw in the healing potions of this world. That is, only a wound within a particular time period can be healed by potions and healing skills. When Lia was rescued, she has been injured for around 2 days, you know. Yeah, the monster did not kill her. Instead, it dragged her out of the battlefield and took her to a hidden location. Like I said, every monster of B rank or above have a certain intelligence in this world. Obviously, that lion was not an idiot, but had been demonized, thus it had the tendency to enjoy others' misery. It liked to play with its prey. So, for 2 days, Lia got tortured by that monster. Every time that monster attacked her face, Due to pain, she was not able to use her healing potions which she was carrying in her space ring. This long torture caused Leah to develop a fear of monsters in her heart. She became extremely depressed type of person, and her targeting Kira became even more extreme after that, thus making her a full-fledged villainess. In the end, she tried to get on the good side of the boss monster of SSS ranked dungeon by telling him the secret information about Fade's party, which will be go to fight him. But she miscalculated and got killed by the monster, thus concluding her sad story. But since I have saved her, she shouldn't be going on that path now. It's a relief I remembered before I got late. Rio. When Rio was going to retreat, he suddenly remembered the side story of Leah, thus he decided to save her. Anyway, since he has a good relation with her, it's not that bad to save her from going on the way to her doom. It won't do any loss to him anyway. Since he had the ability to save her, he just did it. After about an hour of running at full speed, Rio was already in front of Stormwalker. He immediately boarded it. Looking around, there were already several students on the ship. Most of them have injuries and are being treated by the healers. Rio took Leah to an empty bed in the healer's office and laid her down, while waiting for the healer to check her health condition. In a while, the healer came and checked her. The healer declared her okay, while only unconscious. She could be discharged. Hearing it, Rio took her to his room, while a sense of relief was filling his heart. This fact brought great confusion to Rio, since he had never felt love due to being an orphan for 2 lives. Why am I getting so fired up? Could I really be falling? Rio. The students stayed on the ship for a few hours while fighting with the monsters continuously. When the reinforcements came, they replaced the students. The students are still children after all, and are not yet mature enough to fight a prolonged battle with the monsters. So, Ms. Anna ordered for the students to get on the ship. After the students who were still alive got on the ship, the Stormwalker left the Rald Islands. The expression on everyone's faces was extremely sad. About 50 students died during this monster raid, and every student is more or less injured. This matter is extremely serious. Not to mention the Academy will have to bear the scolding of the families of the students that died on this trip. Academy will have to take responsibility now for this. After all, this tour was the Academy's suggestion in the first place. And as expected, the news about this incident reached media in just a few hours. A huge commotion broke out on the social platforms discussing about this incident. Several enemies, which has always been an unfavorable behavior with the Academy, instantly used this opportunity to criticize the Academy. The internet got filled with questions about how the Academy will take responsibility of such a huge incident. In the end, Academy had to compromise and pay a huge amount of compensation to the family members of the students who died during the battle. Although the questions raised on the media calmed down a bit by this compensation, but this incident led to a decline in the Academy's popularity, which will cause a huge problem for the Academy in the following years. All this happened in just a few days of time period when the students were on their way back to the Academy through the ship. It was truly a shocking incident in the history of the Academy. This was the first time when so many students under the guidance of the Academy died together. Obviously, there has been incidents where students died, but this time the number of casualties was just too high, leading to the current situation. Without a doubt, this incident will leave its dark shadow in the history of the Academy, always highlighting itself when necessary. Ms. Anna also got an official notice from the Academy. I don't know what it is, but it's true that this incident will cause her perfect profile to be ruined. In the novel, she did not got suspended. She still continued to be the one teaching the protagonist and his class. Putting all this at back of his mind, Rio focused on the current situation of the students. After a few days of rest, everyone has woke up already. Why isn't she waking up yet? Rio. Leah's POV. When I was 5 years old, my mother died in the hands of a monster right in front of my eyes. Back then, my dad saved me at that time, and I slowly recovered from my depression with his help. But something inside me changed due to that incident. I started to feel extremely jealous of others. Whenever I saw them being happy with their families, I got jealous. My best friend Kira was so happy with her family. I was so jealous of her in my heart. that I was not able to control myself from spouting curses on her every time I saw her. I didn't get to know when my friendship with her turned into hate. Eventually, I started to see her as my nemesis, my mortal enemy. I was rather panicked when I realized these changes within me. I was getting more and more of a bully by each passing day. I asked my father for help and hope that he will definitely help like he always did. But what crushed my hopes was that my father became a workaholic after my mom's death. He started to raid more and more dungeons. Eventually, he even stopped coming home for several months. I got distance from him too. Now I was really alone. It was really very lonely time of my childhood. But then I found a way to relieve my loneliness. I started to practice swordsmanship. I focused my whole focus on my sword training. I got really good in it with each passing day. It also helped me to stop my symptoms of depression. Eventually, I started to enjoy swordsmanship so much that I started to train day and night. Weeks and months passed by. People started to call me a battle maniac or with other ridiculous names, but I didn't mind it and just focused my whole being to the sword. My hardship showed success, and I got the invitation for the Great Freya Academy. I was really happy that time. Who wouldn't want to go to the biggest and greatest academy? It was like a dream has come true. I was already imagining my happy academy life. I was thinking that I will make several friends. After coming to the academy, reality burst my bubble of dreams like giving slap to my face. The atmosphere in the academy was no better than the outside. All the students were busy scheming something on others, trying to take advantage of other by different methods. Not to mention Link the Sun, a SS rank awakener, was always trying to make his domination all over class. The bullying and scheming caused me to feel disgust towards these people. Due to my gloomy nature, I didn't approach anyone, but those who approached me ran away a few seconds later with fearful expressions on their face. I was very depressed seeing others running away from me. Me being a battle maniac or a battle crazy woman. Such type of rumors started to spread among the students. Maybe it was because whenever someone approached me, I always invited them for a battle first. This is the only way for me to get to know others more easily after all. I have never learned about those scheming talks those other children have learned. According to me, only when in a fight do your real personality will shows up. But this way of mine caused a misunderstanding, but correcting it would have been a huge hassle. So I just ignored it and minded only my own business. Things got really irritating when I saw that Kira always surrounded by several friends. Not to mention several boys are trying to please her with several ways. She has a huge friend group. She seems so happy. Seeing her like this, I got really angry and started to harass her even more. This caused even more rumors about it. The rumors started to get very annoying when that Kira started walk around everywhere with that trash fade. They were like a couple walking all around. She seemed talking to Fade with such a shy expression on her face. That expression made me really annoyed. I was already at my limit. Day by day, I was feeling my heart darkening a bit. The emotions which I had buried in my heart by concentrating on my swordsmanship were starting to show up again. If it had continued just like that, I would not have been able to hold for long. But a ray of hope shined on me. During the midterm exams, I met a rather interesting fellow. When I thought that I was going to end up injured by that boss monster, he saved me at the crucial moment. I knew it was maybe just a mere coincidence him saving me, but I felt a sudden warmth in a while remembering that moment. It was my first encounter with that strange fellow. He had pitch black hair and eyes. Such a color of hair and eyes has become really rare after the dungeon gates opened in this world so many years ago. It was said that a mutation caused humans to develop supernatural powers, and in the process, the humans lost their original color of hair and eyes. That pitch black color, which was rather common, became extremely rare, even close to not being present at all. I got interested in that fellow, so I did a background check on him through my father's guild information sources. What I found was rather sad. This young boy was an orphan and the victim of the Drift City massacre. Seeing this, I developed some sympathy for him, and since he has saved me, I chose to visit him. When I asked him if he wants something in exchange of saving my life, he just replied that he wants money. I was really dumbfounded by his answer. After all, everyone knows in the academy that I am a S-rank Awakener's daughter, who have a high-rank guild under him. So, if he asked for skill books or something, I will be able to provide it to him. These skill books can't be bought with money. They can only be bought if you have connections. But since it was his choice, I didn't mind it much and just transferred it to him. Obviously, I transferred a huge amount worthy of saving my life. After that, I started to observe him. He was really just a decent student. There was basically nothing much special about him. The only thing worth noticing was that he had great speed. Yeah, his sword attack speed really fast. I don't know why is that, but it's just abnormally fast. One more thing is that this guy is even more of a battle maniac than I am. Basically, every time I saw this guy out of his private training room was either to attend class or to use gravitation room for training. Even I was dumbfounded by how much he trained. I started to doubt if he was neglecting his studies, but his marks in written exam denied that possibility too. He had better marks in written exams than me. Then on one fateful day, when the tour was decided, I got the seat right next to him. But due to me suppressing my emotions, I ended up talking about irrelevant things too much. Remembering that makes me embarrassed even now. I was really flustered when I found myself in his room, but then he said he was fooling around. I don't know, but I felt a little sad in my heart. Maybe I was really hoping for something? No, that's not it. I was just. Anyway, what I was saying is meeting him really changed my course of life. Same goes for today. Yeah. Oh, you finally woke up. You got me worried, you know. Rio. Where? Yeah. Obviously, you are in my room again. You fainted when running from a monster. I saved you. Rio. Oh, thanks. Leah. Rio. What? Why are you silent? Leah. Nothing. Take this food. You will get energy by eating it. I will go out now, Rio. Saying this, he immediately left the room as if he was running away. Seeing this, Leah got really confused, but she stopped paying it any mind and started to eat. A beautiful smile appeared on her face, unknown to herself, even though he doesn't show any expression on his face. He's kind, Leah. Outside on the back of the ship, Rio came running straight. He hurriedly calmed himself and sorted out everything in his mind. What the heck was that? As I have read the novel, I know Leah's character. She never said a word of thanks to anyone. Yet, she just now thanked me. That's very strange from any way you look at it. After a few minutes, Rio managed to calm himself down. What's going on here? Maybe I have triggered some unknown plot without even knowing. Well, whatever. I will observe first, then decide what to do next. Looks like this world has become even more interesting now. Just as Rio was lost in his fantasies, the ship suddenly shook violently and a very familiar presence revealed itself. This damn octopus is here again. That damn octopus is here again. Rio looked back, and the monster standing right in front of the ship, as if stopping their way forward. Seeing this octopus, everyone's mood became gloomy again. Not to mention that they have just suffered heavy casualties a few days ago. A fight with a S-rank monster can be more dangerous at a time like this. Just like the last time it is here with his huge army, the only change is that now there's no monster above C rank in its army. Obviously, it's because they got killed in the last fight. Unlike low-rank monsters, high-rank monsters are rare. They can't be found so easily. But still, other than Ms. Anna, no one on the ship can fight that octopus. Just when Rio was thinking all this, suddenly he felt pain in his head. The pain was like an instant killing attack. It directly attacked his consciousness. Rio instantly fainted from the pain and collapsed directly on the ship floor. Unknown to others, a creepy smile appeared on the octopus, as if it has accomplished its greatest goal. It started to wave its tentacles in victory. Seeing the octopus so happy, Ms. Anna sneered her heart. The heck is this monster so happy about? Do it think that it can win easily just because I am injured? Anna, in the last fight against those rank monsters, Ms. Anna got injured and hasn't recovered fully yet. But she can see that this monster also hasn't recovered from its last wounds. Yet this guy is celebrating as if it's already victorious. Thinking about this, Ms. Anna's face instantly became cold. The anger of losing her perfect record flared up now. Her eyes became bloodied and a crazy smile appeared on her face. It's been so long since someone dared to look down on me. Today, either you will leave alive or me. I will chase you to the depths of the hell today. A mere monster dare looks down on this honorable mage. If my colleagues knew of this, where will my face as a fire wizard go? Anna. She immediately released her immense aura towards the monster. Yet, the monster just ignored her and started to leave instead of fighting. Seeing the monster leaving, the expression on Anna's face became even more crazy. She immediately casted a fly spell on herself and a shield spell on the ship. Then she immediately flew towards the monster's direction. Just as the octopus thought it has left the range of the mage's attack, it was immediately greeted by a fire arrow bombardment of a terrifying scale. It was as if the whole sky has been covered by the fire. This is the true might of a S-rank mage. There has been a saying in this world, never insult a mage in a knight's honor, even if they are weak. This saying came to be in existence due to a low-rank mage who was once despised due to his talent being low by a martial artist. The mage became crazy after being insulted. He started absorbing mana like crazy and used even his life essence to cast a S-rank spell, even though when he was only a B rank. This spell destroyed the whole city at that time. Even a martial artist with strong bodies got reduced to ashes. The same goes for a knight. Once a knight's honor is insulted, he will definitely take revenge on you even if costs his own life for this. Due to these crazy events, there has been a tacit understanding between people, due to which mages and knights are always honored everywhere they goes. Over time, this prestige became unique to them. The octopus became wounded by that sudden attack. It got enraged by this sneak attack and stopped fleeing. It used its huge tentacles, strengthened them with mana, and launched towards the mage. Yet, it yielded no result. Anna just flicked her wand, and a huge hand made of pure blue flames appeared out of nowhere. The hand directly caught the tentacles and burned them to ashes. Although the octopus's monster can regenerate its tentacles, but it takes time and energy. If all of its tentacles got destroyed, it will be killed very easily. The monster applied water affinity to its tentacles this time, giving itself a cover of flames, thus protecting itself from the burn of Anna's fire. The both of them fought just like this, and their fight continued with one launching powerful spell as easily as breathing and the other trying to defend itself by covering its body with water. The monster and Anna both were in a stalemate now. Anna knew that if this continued, she will run out of her mana eventually, and the monster also knew that it can't protect itself for long by using water. It was being turned into steam by Anna's fire magic, which was hurting the monster itself. Although it was a little slow, but it was hurting it, and the octopus knew it won't be long when it loses its defense. The stalemate continued for a while, and the unavoidable happened. The monster, not being a mage, exhausted its mana source, which was small in comparison to Anna, who is an official mage. Obviously, Anna have also used about half of her mana just in exhausting this octopus. It still has its huge body, which can endure several spells. The monster became desperate now and started to wave its tentacles wildly towards her. The biggest disadvantage of a monster now showed itself. Generally, monsters have skills when they evolve, but since almost every monster only depends on their body for everything, they never really train their skills. Only a few monsters like dragons or phoenixes do train their skills. Other monster just fights with their body. This causes them to lose advantage of their huge body when they run out of mana. Without mana, they cannot strengthen their body anymore, thus making them vulnerable to the skills of their enemies. In desperation, the monster used its own body to tank Anna's spells and started to get wounded and exhausted, but Anna was not doing much well too. If this remains same, both the octopus and Anna will die together here in the battle today. Even though they knew this, they still continue to fight for each other's life, because there's no going back now. This is already a life or death battle. No one of them will step back now. Only death can stop this battle now. Suddenly, the stalemate broke. The octopus, which was still fighting until now, suddenly went limp. Its tentacles dropped in the water lifeless. Its body became pale. Its gigantic body started to sink in water lifelessly, and any sign of life was already absent in its body. Seeing the monster die, so suddenly Ms. Anna became confused, but she was already too exhausted to care, so much she directly left the scene and came to the ship. After she landed on the ship, she directly collapsed on the deck. In the end, the students carried her back to the healer's office. Everyone thought that Ms. Anna was the one who killed the octopus's monster in the end. The ship continued its way towards the academy, and everything returned to peace. Except for one person. A few hours ago, just when Rio collapsed, Liao walked out of the room. She has already recovered from her state of exhaustion, and when she wanted to take a stroll in the fresh air, she found that the ship was under attack. But due to her still not being fully recovered, she was not able to take part in the battle. But then she suddenly noticed that Rio can't be seen fighting among the students. She knew that Rio has always fought together other students in every battle, so it's impossible for him to hide somewhere from the battle. She got worried in her heart and started to look for him, and eventually she found him. He was collapsed on the backside of the ship. No one was around here, due to which he was not yet taken to the healer's office. She checked his heartbeat, and he seemed fine to her. She thought that he has collapsed from exhaustion, just like her. So, she took him to the healer's office. The healer said that he is just unconscious and will wake up when he has recovered. So, she just started to take care of him in the meantime. Rio's POV. When I lost consciousness, I suddenly felt someone calling me. I looked towards the voice, and a familiar gigantic octopus appeared in my vision. It was looking down on me, as it has always been doing, just like that strange dream. It's been so long. Last time you got away due to that mage's interference. But now I won't let you go away. Today you will die. Who are you? What do you want from me? Rio, a rat like you. You don't need to know. About the great fragments. What fragment? Rio, you just die. Suddenly, an immense pain assaulted Rio. He felt as if his soul and will are being attacked. He had a feeling that he will die today if he did nothing now. If his soul and will collapsed, his body will just become a living corpse, which will just continue to breath and exist without any will of its own like a rock on the side of a road. Ding! Your soul and will is being attacked by a named monster Carpil. Warning! Defend your will and soul, or you'll be dead. Seeing this message, he became desperate now. All the memories of this world started to flash in his mind. TSK didn't expect to encounter a named monster. A named monster, as it is suggesting, when a monster gains its own true name, it becomes a named monster. Carpil is just a single letter of that octopus monster's name. Generally, when a monster awakens its true name, it is 20 letters long. And in species like dragons and phoenix, this name can even be as long as 50 words. Yeah, they have such long names, so they use a letter from their name to use as the representing letter of their name. A true name gives the power to understand the laws of world to the monster. Monsters who have accomplished their true name are extremely rare, and they're just like the child of heavens and are protected by the heavens. You're thinking, why would heavens will protect a monster? It's rather simple. Humans are not the only species in this world, and all the living creatures are creation of the heavenly will. Every race is equal in its eyes, so they enjoy their own benefits. Same goes for monsters. They can achieve the power to understand the law of world by awakening their true name, but this is extremely rare. And very few named monsters can live to their prime because they're targeted by several forces all over the world. The power to understand the laws gives you great help in understanding unusual type skills, which can be used during the battles on your opponents. Obviously, they have several restrictions on these skills. They generally have a long cooldown time too. Just as Rio was getting desperate due to the pain, suddenly the pain disappeared as if blocked by an impenetrable wall. All the energy of the attack was absorbed by this wall. It defended his soul and will perfectly. An unusual skill has been used on you. True immunity has been activated. The attack has been blocked. The energy of the attack is being absorbed. Complete. Counterattacking with the absorbed energy of the unusual skill. Counterattack successful. The opponent's soul and will has been destroyed due to the counterattack. Just as Rio thought that messages will now stop, he was surprised again by a mysterious notification. You have killed the holder of the unknown fragment, Carpo. The fragment is being transferred to you now as a reward. What? After a few hours, Rio woke up from his coma. It was already early morning when he woke up. The first thing he noticed upon waking was that Liao was sleeping on the sofa nearby his bed. He got up from his bed and covered her with a blanket. Then he walked out of the room. The sky was still dark, and the red sun can be seen rising at the horizon. As always, the air of this world is extremely pure and clean, bringing a freshness unique to this world. He made himself tea and continued to enjoy this small moment of peace. The ship should be returning to the shore soon. It's already time a new event will take place. I should also get ready. In order for me to maintain my head start over Fade, I will need to get more of his chances, which will not alter the main story too much. Thinking this far, it has been a while since I resumed the stealing sessions. Well, we'll have to wait a bit until I reach the shore again. Stormwalker continued to move forward with its usual might, and after a few hours the shore was already visible to all. Students got really excited seeing the land again. They have been on their guard throughout this whole journey in fear of any more attacks, and thus all of them were exhausted. Some of them has already collapsed due to releasing all the pent-up stress and relaxing their nerves after seeing the shore. The ship stopped on the same port, and the students got down from the ship with their luggage, and finally a relaxed sigh escaped from their mouth. Rio looked back at the Stormwalker and remembered the long adventure he has been facing on this ship. A complicated feeling rose from his heart. If that day he had not acquired true immunity, then he would have already been killed by that giant octopus, becoming a living corpse with no soul and will. In the end, I was able to make it back alive. The students boarded the bus and rode back to the academy. In the evening, Rio was already in front of his dorm room. Ms. Anna has declared that they will be given a holiday of a week and will have to return to their classes at the start of the next week. Everyone was happy from this news. Finally, they will be able to relax for a while. Rio opened the door and walked inside. After taking a bath, he laid down on his bed and started to sort out all the things that happened during this trip. That octopus was an anomaly to all the things I knew about the novel. Or is it possible that it was created because the anomaly is me myself? Anyway, it doesn't really matter what is the reason, but one thing is for sure, that I should always take in consideration that always everything will not go according to what I know. There could be some oddities every once in a while. After all, this is a real world, not a novel, where only things happen during a set plot. Here things happen everywhere without the knowledge of the people. It's around time I go to steal some of Fade's chances again. It's been a while since I did so. After confirming his thoughts and deciding his next plan of actions, Rio fell asleep. At morning he did his daily exercise routine and then left the academy by a bus. No one's going to say anything to him or ask him why he is leaving, because the students are free to do anything when it's a holiday. This time it took him a long time to reach his destination, and it was already evening when he got to the location. So he just booked a room to stay for the night and then slept there. Next day, he left his room and walked towards the most famous lake of this city. The Lake of Sean. It is the most beautiful and biggest lake in this city. Due to its natural beauty, this lake is extremely beautiful and have clear water in it. This lake is a tourist spot for several people, and it is always crowded due to its popularity among the people for fulfilling wishes. Yeah, it's just a legend, but people believe that if you wish something when standing in front of this lake, it will come true. This legend drives people to come here and try their luck, but obviously this is just a legend. If it was true, then the protagonist did not need to go through so many life and death situations. He would have directly gotten what he wanted just by wishing for it. Even heaven-defying luck can't fulfill such conditions, not to mention a lake with no concept of luck bound to it. But since people believes it, then no one really goes against it to stop it. Talking of belief and all, there was a concept of belief in humans too at the starting of the time when dungeon gates first appeared in this world. It is said that some people had awakened some skill that were capable of collecting the power of belief at that time. But in the end, those people all disappeared, and now there's no concept of the belief, or simply saying there's no concept of divine power. Only mana is dominating this world. No one knows why that is. Let's get to the thing I came here for now. After reaching the lake, Rio crossed the bridge, which is right on the middle of the lake. After crossing the bridge, Rio walked straight in the forest and never looked back. After he walked for a few minutes, he was in front of an empty space in the middle of the trees. It was as if the trees are not growing at this place due to some unknown reason. Rio walked to the middle of the place and sat down there, completely relaxing his body as if he did not care about anything in the world. No danger means anything to him. Basically, he pretended that he had relaxed his vigilance completely. And as he had already expected, after about half an hour, all of his surroundings started to be covered in fog. The fog continued to increase and finally stopped increasing when his was restricted to only 1 m. Rio then got up and walked towards the direction where the sun was before the thickened. After walking for about 2 hours nonstop, he found that he was still standing on the same spot. So, this is the endless path of perseverance. Really something interesting. In a novel, Fade came to the Lake of Sean with Kira on a date. They wanted a quiet place to spend time for a while since it was really crowded around the lake. So, they looked around for a place in the forest. At that time, they found this place by luck. They found this place by the help of the heavenly luck. They camped here, and just when they were about to leave, they noticed that the whole area around them is covered in thick fog. Not to mention the fog was still increasing. They tried to walk towards the direction of the way from where they came, but every time, both of them found themselves standing on the same stop after a few minutes of walking. Then Kira proposed walking towards the sun's direction because she knew that there was an office of Here Father's Guild in that direction, so she noticed it at that time. And by sheer luck, they got the treasure walking in that direction continuously. Rio also did the same. He continued to walk in that direction. Even though he found himself standing on the same spot every time, he still walked because he knew this is just a test to get that treasure. After who knows how long, he finally noticed some difference in the area around him. He immediately fastened his pace and continued to walk forward with all his might. Who are you, human? You have some great perseverance. I am impressed from your boldness. A giant snake appeared in Rio's vision. All the fog around him faded away as if it did not exist in the first place. When he carefully saw the body of this snake, Rio was extremely shocked. Although he knew that there would be such a scene from the description of the novel, but he was still extremely shocked. The size of this snake was so huge that Rio wasn't able to see the end of the snake's tail with his eyes at all. The diameter of the snake's eyes was already twice the size of Rio's body. From this, you can imagine the might of this giant snake. Even the octopus from before looks like a small baby in front of this snake. The snake's body is black in color, and its pupils are red in color. Rio could feel an unfathomable deep pressure being released from this snake's body unconsciously, just by its mere presence. So, this is how powerful the presence of a SS rank monster looks like. Wonderful. My name is Rio Flash. Why has you come here to disturb me? I have lost my way and was looking for a way out of the fog. I didn't know that Your Excellency was resting here. Please forgive me. Rio, you have a great confidence to still be talking so calmly with me. You are a strange kid. I'm just talking the truth, Your Excellency. I will really be grateful if you can tell me the right way. Your Excellency Merrick, the great illusionary holy beast. Rio, oh, I am surprised that you know me. I will tell you the right way if you answer how you know about me. Merrick, of course, how can I not about the legend of you trapping the army of the 4th Demon General with your illusionary magic in an infinite time illusion? It is all written in the history books of the humans. I just appreciate reading history books, so I know of it. Rio, yeah, come to think of it, you humans do record these things in your texts. You have impressed me. As promised, let me show you the way towards your destination. Merrick opened a portal out of thin air and signaled Rio to enter it. Rio entered the portal without hesitation. After Rio walked out of the portal at the other end, he waited for the portal to close. When the portal closed, he immediately heaved a sigh of relief. Looking at himself, he found that he was already covered in sweat. It was really taxing to stand in front of that monster for so long. Although it only has been few minutes, but these few minutes were already like eternity when standing in the presence of that snake. One wrong word in Rio's life would have been ended by that snake in a matter of a mere seconds. But in the end, he survived that ordeal and successfully reached the place he wanted to. Right in front of him was an old-looking tomb. Seeing this place, a smile appeared on his face, and he started to walk inside the tomb. Now only half of the journey is left. Merrick's POV. When I was sleeping today, I felt that someone has entered my illusionary field around me. First, I thought it might be some blockhead who got trapped here and will die like several others in this mist illusion after a while. Because if you don't have an extreme determination and a very strong, well, you will never be able to get out of this place, and will die of exhaustion on the infinite loop illusion due to mental breakdown. Thousands of people has died like this, and extremely few were able to achieve it. Yet those who achieved died because of standing in my presence alone, because they lost their determination and will just by looking at me. It was the first time someone had make it out alive through my infinite loop illusion. That kid had an extraordinary determination, as if he knew that he can get out of the illusion easily, and there was nothing to worry. He kept walking without any sign of exhaustion and fear of unknown, as if he knew that there was nothing to be afraid of. Although the time inside my illusion moves faster when compared to outer world, but the illusion still gives a real sense of time passing. It was already 15 days in my illusion when that boy made his way. He had been walking with his strong will for 15 days straight and never showing a sign of wavering on his path. This really impressed me. It has been so many decades since I was last impressed like this. So, for the last test, which was of standing in my presence, I tried to increase the pressure on his will, yet he still remained as unwavering as ever, while facing me and talking calmly. After becoming an SS rank, you can see through several truth and lies just by your intuition alone. Yet due to some unknown reason my intuition was not working at him, I was not able to determine if he was saying truth or was lying when he said that he read about me in human records. So, I was even more surprised. This kid really has something special, but I can't pinpoint what it is. So, as to fulfill my promise, I opened a gate to his destination. Due to my illusion powers, the person who go through my gate will find themselves at the place they wanted to go. It can be anywhere in this world. I wonder where that boy has gone. Even I don't know about the destinations on the other side after all. I just hope that boy knew where he wanted to go and will make it back alive. That kid was really a strange one. Merrick thought in his mind while sighing after remembering that strange encounter with the human kid. After a while, the huge snake put down his head and closed its eyes to sleep again for a few decades, waiting for the next person to visit him. Looking forward to more such interesting encounters. Rio's POV. After walking towards the tomb, he was already in front of a huge gate. This gate was very big and seemingly made of iron. It was showing signs of being rusted over a very long time. He started to remember everything from the novel about this place. According to the novel, Fade and Kira met Merrick on their 6th day of walking through that infinite loop illusion and finally made their way towards the giant snake. Well, you might wonder why it took so long for me to reach Merrick when Fade and Kira was able to do the same in just 6 days. Were they even more strong in their will than me? Nope. It's just that they are both protected by heavenly will, and these illusions can't trap the heaven's children for long. Due to which they were able to reach Merrick so easily, and so early even Merrick himself was dumbfounded by this, and was angered because it was the first time that his great illusion was not able to keep someone suffer the loop illusion. His pride as a great illusion master was hurt because of it. But then Kira mediated and was able to recognize the name of Merrick. She is not the main heroine for just being a mere harem member of Fade. She has a strong backing, and she had been in presence of history books since childhood because of her father providing her with the best of his abilities. She has been always interested in history and was instantly able to recognize Merrick because of her reading about this giant snake in the history books. Kira purposely praised Merrick's past achievements of trapping the demon army in an eternal illusion, due to which Merrick forgave them both and opened a gate for them to reach their destination. Although Merrick seems as a humble snake with a good personality, but he takes extreme pride on his strength and achievements and will be pleased easily by praising him. So, he was impressed from that little praise by Kira and let them both go, just because of this. Unlike me, who was being tested by Merrick to figure out if I was saying truth or was lying. It's a relief that my true immunity can block such unusual things used on me, like the intuition to test me. If not for this skill, I really would have never been able to survive this illusion test. After all, the heavenly luck will not help me to reach the end, and Merrick could have seen through my lies if not for this skill. It really was a close call this time. I could have been dead due to a single mistake this time. But in the end, all of it was resolved without much of a problem occurring in my way. This also proves that the heavenly will is not really an absolute thing. It can be altered to some extent, and your fate can be changed by sheer hard work. Now that I think about it, Fade and Kira really find this place by mere coincidence, or it can be said luck. When Fade and Kira walked in the portal, their destination was to get out of this forest and reach Academy. But how could the heavenly will let them go without giving any reward for passing this place? Suddenly, strange fluctuations happened in the portal, and they were led to this tomb to collect the rewards for themselves. Really a great coincidence, isn't it? Rio sighed in his mind and looked at the huge words written above the iron gate. These words were written in some ancient language which he didn't know, but since he had read the novel, he knew that it meant the Tomb of Wishes. Kira was able to figure this out because knew of these ancient languages and stuffs. Her talent in history is even greater than her talent in being an excellent mage. She really is a walking book of history with so much knowledge. TSK, that Fade really got a gem by his side. Well, nothing can be done about that. It's not like I want to get involved with that girl. She is also a disaster magnet and will get in several disasters, and Fade will save her life every time she gets stuck in these disasters. I don't have that much energy to spend on saving someone. Not to mention, I am extremely selfish to the core. For the only purpose of getting these ancient texts translated, I can't waste so much time building a relation with her. Let's leave these things for later and do what I came here for. After sorting out everything, Rio walked towards the gate and gave it a light push. The gate opened without much effort. There was a long corridor behind the gate. As Rio entered the corridor, the huge gate closed behind him by itself. But Rio was not surprised by this, because he knew this is just a mere mechanism of that gate. After walking continuously in that long corridor, Rio finally reached its end. There was a huge hall at the end, and a beautiful lake was present at the middle of this hall. Looking at the right side of the lake, a grave was present there. Rio walked towards the grave and observed it for a while. A thought came to his mind. So, this is the grave of the greatest magician Ivan of all time. Such irony. It was said that Ivan was the greatest magician recorded in history and was capable of destroying continents with a mere spell. He was one of the few people who had reached the peak of SS grade and were already qualified to break through the limit and reach a new realm. Yet the great bottleneck hindered his way to ascension, and he failed to ascend, which led him to his death like every other person who tried the same before him. In the end, he used his last magic to create a separate dimension for his grave. This dimension was extremely well hidden, and only by passing the test of Merrick can be entered. Ivan and Merrick has been friends from a very long time, and were like real brothers to each other. Merrick has been protecting his brother's grave since decades. He really deserves the title of the Great Holy Beast for his unwavering loyalty to his long-dead friend. This lake is the true Lake of Wishes. It was condensed by the magic power and essences that escaped Ivan after his death, and is capable of fulfilling 5 wishes at most. All this was written on the huge stone placed near Ivan's grave in the ancient language. Of course, Rio can't read it, but he just knew about it, because Kira translated it for Fade in the novel. The lake in the outside world is just a fake one. This lake right here is the true Lake of Wishes. It can fulfill your wishes in accordance to the world laws, although it has several restrictions on it. But this lake is a real treasure. But the problem is that one person can only get one wish, and that wish can't be too ridiculous, like asking for immortality or something. It can only be under the scope of SS rank. Right now, this lake hasn't been used by anyone yet, and still have all its 5 wishes intact. So, there won't be a problem even if I make a wish here. After all, I can't do any harm to this place. This place is made up of the essence of an SS rank individual. It can only be destroyed by someone who himself is an SS rank, only if he was able to pass through Merrick first. When Fade and Kira used this lake, they both asked for advancement in their knowledge or strength as a mage. Fade got what he wanted because heavenly luck helped him and his fire magic was evolved into the high rank one, giving a huge boost to his strength, after which he was capable of defeating 8D rank while still being an E rank himself. Kira got the advancement in her knowledge about history and other magical phenomenons from the memory of the great mage Ivan, leading her to become even better in her understanding of different magical phenomenons. I wonder what will be the reward for me. After all, you can only choose knowledge or strength, and the rest will depend on the lake. Reward will be random and can be anything. Rio walked toward the lake and concentrated his mind to wish for strength. Since he already has the knowledge of future from the novel, he doesn't need that for now, and strength is more important for him at this time. If he didn't increase his strength, as soon as possible Fade will catch up to him very quickly. I wish for strength. Ding! Your wish has been granted. A random reward is being generated. Error. Regenerating. Ding. An appropriate skill has been selected. You have acquired skill. Concentration. Would you like to see your skill details? Yes/no. Oh, I didn't know that there was a detail function in the window too. That's unexpected. According to the novel, Fade's system was capable of giving him several informations due to appraisal he had. But it seems that this window, which everyone in this world have, is also capable of giving information, but only about your own acquired skills. It's good too. But let's get out of this place first. I will check details later at the dormitory. Just as the wish was completed, a portal opened in the hall. Obviously, this portal was urging Rio to get out of this place already. Seeing this, Rio fell in thought. The essence of an SS rank is really strong. Even though he is dead, his essence is still capable of ensuring that only one wish is made by one person. In the end, Rio walked fast and entered the portal without any hesitation. He doesn't want to be like Fade, who was forcefully thrown out and fell on his face, humiliated by a mere essence of a dead person. Remembering that, a smile appears on my face every time. That was an interesting thing that happened with Fade. Yeah, even after he got his first wish fulfilled, Fade was thinking of getting more. Due to the system he had, he was thinking of resisting that old essence or maybe absorbing for his own use. After all, his system points are earned from the essence of dead creatures. If he could have absorbed this huge essence of a former SS rank, he could have gotten so many points, enough to promote him to be ranked directly. It could have given him a great boost and could have made him become strong enough to get rid of all those who humiliated him. This desire for revenge made him think about it. So he decided to try this. Fade convinced Kira to walk out first and wait for him outside. After Kira walked out of this place, Fade started his work and ordered System to absorb this essence. Obviously, the System is not an idiot like him. It first tried to absorb a small amount, so as to be cautious, but the essence already found out that someone was trying to harm it. The essence of an SS rank in no joke. Not to mention Fade was still a low rank at that time. The essence directly opened a portal under Fade's legs and threw him out. Fade directly landed on the ground with his face towards the ground. Being humiliated, he got angry and swore to destroy this place and all those shits a normal protagonist does, cursing the essence and saying that he will absorb it one day. After cursing, Fade walked away with Kira towards the dormitory. But he didn't know that he has already angered Merrick by trying to harm his friend's essence. Although Merrick could not come out personally to punish Fade, due to him being bound by the treaty between the SS ranks to not enter other races' territories without permission, Merrick always sent his snake subordinates to punish Fade from time to time, making a huge trouble for Fade until the day Fade killed Merrick and destroyed the Lake of Wishes, absorbing all the essence in it. This is the result you get by offending a son of heavens. Those snake subordinates were a real headache for Fade, though. Not to mention some of them even targeted Fade's harem. The biggest sin a villain can do against a protagonist. While thinking all this, Rio got out of the portal, and now he was standing on the same spot where it all started. Yeah, the place where he came to look for the illusion field inside the forest near the beautiful lake. Rio didn't wait and ran as fast as he can out of the forest. He knew that traps haven't finished yet. If he waited too long, Merrick will capture him in his illusion again, and this time he will not be so friendly like the last time. There's a high possibility that Merrick will misunderstand him waiting here. He may think that Rio want to get to that place once again. Let's not take unnecessary risks and get out of this godforsaken place. It's not comfortable to be in someone's illusion for too long. Illusion-based fighters are always hated in the battlefield. Not to mention they can trap people in their illusions. Long-term stays in an illusion can even cause your brain to be affected badly by their constant control over your thinking process. Due to these reasons, an illusionist is greeted by attacks from all the sides, making it very dangerous for them to be on battlefield without any guard around them. When Rio walked out of the forest, it was already evening and was getting late. So Rio returned to his dormitory room directly, and after a good bath, he laid down on his bed to see all the information and check out his gains now. Status: Name: Rio Flash. Class: Swordsman. Rank: C. Max rank potential: No limit X. HP: 2000. MP: 1400. STR: 50/100. SPE: 50/100. AGI: 50/100. Def: 50/100. Int: 50/100. Talent: Limitless X. Sword aptitude X. Techniques: Basic swordsmanship C. Elemental sword art C. Ultimate skill: Concentration. Skills: Body strengthening C. Lightning sword C. Sword aura D. Handling D. Passive skills: True immunity X. Evaluation: You are an absolute anomaly. Your growth rate is terrifying and you have unlimited potential. Items: An unknown fragment. 2 new slots have been created. This concentration skill I got is an ultimate skill. That's really an unexpected surprise. Having an ultimate skill is extremely rare in this world. Not to mention, only a few people has been recorded to have unique skills throughout the history of humankind. Of course, Fade is an exception. At his peak, he had 3 ultimate skills, which was really overpowered. But it didn't matter that much, because Fade rarely used them. After all, how can a protagonist show off if he directly use all his strength to kill the opponent? He needs to pretend to be forced so, in order to gain more and more attention from the world. Such a troublesome life. Shaking his head, Rio focused on the detail of his skills. He hadn't seen the details of his skills since he got them, so he was eager to know the details. After all, the better you know yourself, the better you can perform in fights. Rio concentrated his mind and imagined himself getting information on the skills. Soon enough, a notification from the window made him smile unconsciously. Generating skill information panel. A separate panel has been created for skill information. You can get information about any of your attribute here. Would you like to open the panel? Yes/no. Yes. Immediately, a blank panel opened in front of him with. Rio was confused for a moment. Then he thought of something and concentrated on his techniques section first. Basic swordsmanship C. A basic skill every swordsman has. It shows your understanding and mastery of swordsmanship. It is the easiest sword anyone can learn, yet the most necessary sword art to qualify as a true swordsman. Generally, it can only be increased to peak of D rank, but your sword potential has surpassed the general boundaries of basic swordsmanship, causing 25% extra damage to your opponents when using sword to attack. Elemental sword art C. A unique sword art created by an extremely strong swordsman. It combines several elements in the swordsmanship at the peak. It has several sword skills that is yet to be unlocked by you. The gradual increase of your understanding will help you to unlock more of its secrets. 40% extra damage in every attack when used. This is really a huge detailed information on my skills. I am getting more and more interested in it now. Next, Rio focused on his skills to check them out too. 1. Body strengthening C-. A basic skill every swordsman can acquire by training basic sword arts. Generally, it can only be raised to D+, but your sword talent has surpassed these boundaries, giving you an even stronger body than normal. Defense increased by 45% when used. 2. Lightning Sword C-. The first sword skill that can be unlocked when training elemental sword arts. It causes a precise and extremely fast sword attack with every strike when used. Damage and speed increased by 40% when used. 3. Sword Aura D-. A skill evolved from sword energy due to your sword talent. Can use elemental energies to concentrate on your sword, and elemental attacks like Fire Strike can be used through this skill. 4. Handling D-. The second unlocked skill of elemental sword art. Provides greater defense. A defense skill can be used to defend opponents' attacks and diverting them in wrong directions or toward the opponent. True Immunity X. A passive skill can help block unusual skills used to harm you. Concentration. A skill with extreme potential. All the stats, reactions, and senses will be boosted by 2 times when used. Is still a half-complete skill. A second part is still needed to complete it. Required skill for completion? Seeing the information about the skill concentration, Rio was already dumbfounded. 2 times the stats, reactions, and senses? This is too overpowered. This small sentence means that once this skill is used, all the stats of Rio, like attack and defense, will be at 100 from 50 directly. Even though its mana consumption seems high, and according to Rio's calculations, he can only use this skill for 5 minutes at most, it can already be considered a deadly weapon. Not to mention the stats, even the reactions and sense will be boosted, which can help Rio to use his sword even more fast and precisely. Simply saying, this skill is tailor-made for Rio and can boost his strength very high. Even for only 5 minutes, it's already so damn good. You should consider the fact that only someone at the peak of a rank can have 100 stats, but Rio will be an exception to this limit from now on. But this last sentence confuses me a bit. This skill is already good enough, yet it says that it's not complete yet. I wonder when I will be able to find its other half to complete this skill. Well, for now, let's check the last and most awaited thing that I always wanted to check out. Let's see. An unknown fragment. Sad face. Need more fragments? 1/. The heck is this? I never read anything about this in the novel. There was no explanation about this mysterious fragment in the novel. I wonder what this thing is for. It seems to need more fragments to get more information about it. That's such a headache. Why do it feel like I am being dragged in some big problem, having this thing with me? Not to mention I can't even throw it. This thing seems to have been stored in my soul space and can't be separated so easily. Figuring it out that he can't do anything about this, he just put it at the back of his mind and decided to fall asleep. It has been a long time since he had a good sleep. The incident at the islands and the encounter with Merrick, all this took a huge toll on his body. After closing his eyes, Rio fell asleep instantly. In the morning, he was enjoying the beautiful sunrise, standing near the window with a teacup in his hand. A peaceful start of a new chaos-filled event. New Year is coming soon, with a new event along with it. Can an extra have a peaceful life? Well, I'm looking forward to it, as always. The Great Freya Academy, Class A3. The class was near its end for today. One more day in the daily life of the students has passed, just as usual, but today was a peculiar excitement in the students, as if they were waiting for something. The students are livelier today than usual. And as expected, the thing they have been waiting finally came. As you may already know, the New Year Festival will be held in a week's time. Be ready with your preparations for it. Enna, the New Year Festival, as the name suggests, is celebrated in the first year of the students in the academy, and it gives the students to participate in several competitions and other things which will not affect the rankings of the students, so they can enjoy the New Year Festival without any worry of affecting their grades. Obviously, only the first years are allowed to carry out this festival every year, and the second and third year students don't have the liberty to celebrate. They have more strict routine to follow in order to become stronger. During the New Year Festival, students can have friendly duels or can participate in functions like singing and dancing, etc. The Academy has established this New Year celebration to relieve the stress from the first-year students who are still new to the Academy. But it is also an obvious thing that the festival will not be so ordinary as always, this time, and is one of the starting events of the novel Rio read in previous life. This New Year's celebration event will be one that will cause a huge sensation in human race, questioning if the Great Freya Academy really stand up to its big name. A mind demon will be teleported through the nearby portal in disguise of an ordinary person and will enter the academy as a parent of one of the students of the academy. Since during the New Year's celebration parents are also invited to visit the academy, he will enter without much of suspicion. But it was actually just a bit of laziness from the security staff of the academy that caused the demon to enter the academy so easily without so many problems. Otherwise, it would have been impossible for even rankers to enter the academy without any restriction. At that time, the demon was able to control some of the staff members' mind and made them install a high-rank mana bomb near the middle section of the celebration area. This caused a huge blast, and about 300 people along with 50 academy students were killed and several were injured in this incident. The celebration area was located in the open field on the backside of the academy, where most of the celebrations of the academy are carried out every year. The mana bomb is dangerous bomb, which can cause the surrounding mana of the area in its radius to go chaotic and cause mana blasts randomly in the region, causing the people in the area nearby to be blasted away. It damages a human just like a missile would have on Earth. The only difference is that you will die more painfully in this kind of way. This was one of the reasons why mana bombs are banned all over the human continent, and anyone carrying them is directly captured or killed. Not to mention a mana bomb have its own levels from low to perfect, low, intermediate, high perfect. Each version is more dangerous as its rank increases. While perfect mana bombs are said to extinct already and are only mentioned in legends and myths, they are said to be 10 times stronger than any regular nuclear bomb back on Earth. Such bombs are capable of injuring a SS rank and even destroying continents. But the most terrifying thing about the perfect mana bombs are said to be their after effects. They cause mana of the environment become chaotic. Chaotic mana can say to be equivalent to a high-grade poison and can kill a being from insides, corroding every single part of the body. The Maya continent is the living example of the terrible perfect mana bomb. It is said that dark elves lived on that continent, but the demon race used a perfect mana bomb, and the whole continent is now nothing more than a wasteland. Nowadays, it is said that dark elves are already extinct with no records of them being surviving anymore. Even the S-ranked individuals perished. It is a pity that the race did not have an SS rank individual. If they had someone of SS rank, he could have stopped the extinction of dark elves by reducing its damage on the cost of personal injuries at least. From this, we can already assume the threat a mana bomb can have. But the good thing is that making them is even more so a very difficult task, and the demon race of today is not capable of creating perfect mana bomb anymore. It is possible they have some in their armory even today, but they must be saving those bombs for the time they have to fight for survival. Every race has its own trump cards when it comes to survival of the race. Like the elves have the Great World Tree, the dragons have the Collision Breath, the orcs have the Hammer of Death, and the humans have the spatial teleportation. Coming back to the main topic, the protagonist will find the existence of the bomb due to his suspicion on the person who infiltrated the academy. He will inform Ms. Anna about it, but before she could have confirmed it all, the bomb was already triggered and caused several deaths. But fortunately, it was still a good thing that the effects of the bomb were drastically reduced due to the early finding of the bomb. Otherwise, it could have been even more dangerous than it is right now. You must have thought, why Fade not directly stop the demon from installing the bomb in the first place? Well, I will give you the same advice I always give. Just close your brain and think with your knees. You will be able to see this vast and colorful world more carefully. This way your perception, your way of seeing it will improve. Cough. I mean, it's obvious this whole event is to make the reputation of the protagonist to have a drastic improvement. Up until now, Fade have a terrible reputation of being a trash, and by saving some lives, he can improve his standing in the class. He can improve his face, he can improve his impression in the mind of Ms. Anna, he can improve his chances of catching more harem members. Cough. I mean, making more friends in the class. The other reason is also that he simply is too weak to even stop the demon. Fade has recently entered the D rank and is still not capable enough to fight a peak B rank demon who has the advantage. Even though Fade is the son of heavens, he still can't cross-kill such a powerful enemy. Even though luck may be a very powerful factor in this world, but it is also restricted if the power difference between the people are too high. Since Fade have appraisal, he can estimate if he can fight against an opponent or not. This all affects his last decision. Well, appraisal is a very convenient skill in this fact, but it also has its disadvantages, like you will start to depend on appraisal for your every action and your instincts will start to decline. Just as Rio was thinking all this, the class was already over and most of the students has already gone out of the class. Rio also walked out of the class and left for his dorm room to carry out his usual training session. But he had forgot one thing during his analysis, and that was the involvement of the heroine and the villainess in this event. There was a description in the novel that Faye became suspicious of the person when he was crossing through a dark alleyway and secretly contacting someone through his phone. It would not be that unusual if the person carrying the mana bomb was seen by anyone else, but Fade had appraisal which helped him find the man suspicious. At that time, Fade came near that suspicious man because he was sent by Kira to bring some stuff from the classroom to their supposed competition area. At that time, Kira had taken part in a history-based competition and was going head-on to fight with several teachers, with her huge history knowledge gaining the praise of several teachers. But Leah, as the villainess, was unhappy about all of this, due to which she started arguing with Kira, as usual. Kira sent Fade out of the place, so as to prevent him from being affected by their arguments. As you know, Leah is the daughter of a S rank, and can obviously harm Fade's family by using her background. The twist now is that recently Leah has started to behave different. She has stopped arguing with Kira, and nobody knows where she is busy nowadays. She seems to be staring at her phone, seemingly on someone's photo, and don't interact with Kira anymore. Tell me in the comment who is the one Leah stares at. This can lead to a different and unknown situation now, since Fade will not be passing through the place and will never find out about the person. This can lead to uncertain possibilities. Yet, Rio, oblivious to all this, was now busy on his daily workout like a madman as always. He was not that much interested in training in his past life, but now everything has changed, and he had developed an obsession with extreme training, which even he himself doubts. Maybe I have started to get addicted to the mysterious feeling of becoming stronger every time I train. Thinking about it further, life in itself is very mysterious and can go in the opposite direction when don't expect it to go, making all your planning go to waste, giving a feeling of powerlessness and regret in the end. Sigh, can an extra have a smooth life, sigh? Recently, there's been a strange rumor spreading around the university. It seems that the rumor has spread like wildfire, and nearly every student has heard of the rumor. No, it's not about Fade. I agree that generally Fade is the center of rumors because he always causes strange things. He generally gets the most spotlight out of all the students. But it is different this time. The rumor is not all about Fade, but also has someone else in it now. Hey, did you hear that Madwoman recently has become silent? SHH, idiot. Do you want both of us to be killed? Don't use that name so brazenly. She's the daughter of AS rank. We will get killed if she heard it. Yeah, but what I wanted to say, isn't she acting weird these days? What's weird? To me, it seems she is still training like a crazy person. Oh, come on. I'm not talking about training. It seems she's not been arguing Ms. Kira recently. It's a relief she has stopped annoying our goddess. Yeah, that seems true. She seems to be busy with something recently. Maybe she has some urgent thing to do. Whatever it is, I hope she just remain busy and stop pestering Ms. Kira. Ms. Kira is such a kind and good person. I don't like when someone hurts her. You are right, Ms. Kira is really an angel. But recently that trash Fade has been wagging around Ms. Kira too much. That bastard irritates me too much. Should we go and give him a good beating today at evening? Let's invite some of our friends too. We can enjoy beating him in peace, the boy said with a devilish grin. Talks like that are going on everywhere in the academy. The only person who has been harmed by this rumor is our disaster magnet Fade. Even though people were talking about someone else, they still found some reason to make trouble with Fade. But only Rio knew these are just some small events to set up Fade's reputation by face slapping the bullies. While passing by the talking students, Rio just shook his head after hearing their nonsense. Recently, people are just focused on becoming cannon fodder for Fade. Such is the life of a protagonist. So troublesome. But one thing caught his attention, that is these rumors seem to be talking about the villainess, the infamous Leah. I wonder what's going on with her. According to the novel, she had been in great depression around this time due to her face being ruined, but now that outcome has been changed by me. I wonder what happened to her. Rio. In the end, Rio decided to have a talk with Leah once they met next time. Unknown to Rio himself, he has started to develop concerns about someone for the first time. Since he was an orphan even in his first life and never had experience in such things, he himself was not aware of his condition. Leah's POV. Recently, Leah is in great trouble. She herself can't understand what's going on with her. She can still suppress when training with her sword, but the problem is, when she is not training, she always have the urge to see a certain someone's face, the urge to meet that certain someone and talk to him for an endless period of time. She knows that this all seemed to be nonsense when heard, but it is happening to her recently. She has been denying herself by thinking that it might be due to her body fighting against the darkness covering her heart. Maybe seeing his face, or maybe talking to him, can help her recover from the dark clouds covering her mind. Yeah, that it. Certainly there's nothing else. Yeah, but the reality has been betraying her. She has been capturing photos of him secretly, while training, while jogging, and while in class too. It's fortunate that she has her father's gift, an artifact that can hide your presence from anyone under rank B, due to which she has not been caught by him yet. But obviously she is not immoral enough to sneak in his room, though. Recently she has even started to doubt that maybe she is becoming a stalker or something. But she just shook her head, saying that it's just for curing herself, no bad ideas. Even rumors about her strange behavior is flying around the academy, but she never cared about rumors in the first place, and will only do what she wants. But a talk among girls did catch her attention, though. Hey, where did you bought that blue dress? And why would I tell you? I want to look unique in the New Year party. I know you just want to show off yourself at the New Year party. So what? There'll be a dance that day. Maybe I'll have a chance to have some boys attracted to me. You shitty bitch. Anyway, I can assure you, if you placed your evil eyes on my boyfriend, then I will gauge out those eyes of yours. We will see who will do what. Not to mention your boyfriend, I will charm everyone that day, just you see. The sparks of raging lighting were seeming to be colliding with each other. Such fights are rather common around this period of time in the academy, and since the academy don't ban relations between the students, it's a common sight. Just like the boys were preparing to impress a girl, the girls had to defend against the enemies they might be facing, a natural phenomenon and is very common everywhere. You may think why the academy is not banning this, but the main reason is also that the academy doesn't want to ban it, because the researchers had already proved that the chance of having a more talented individual being born among a family based on love is more than the family with no love in it. Since the humanity itself is in great need of talented individuals, they never restrict the relations between anyone, but there's still restriction to the official marriage. Marriage can only be done at the age of 18. It's a solid and firm rule which can't be overlooked. Leaving these matters aside, everyone was preparing for the dance party. Obviously, Leah had to prepare too. She had never interacted with any boy in the academy except Rio, so it was obvious who she will pair with at the dance party. But hearing the talk between girls, she became wary of the girls and started seeing them as her rivals now. It's really ironic. Those who gave her the idea to prepare for the party are her rivals themselves now. But she knew that she can't falter here. A newfound determination was raging in her mind, and she had a very bright flame of confidence burning in her eyes until one familiar voice interrupted her thought process. Are you preparing for war or something? Rio. Leah looked behind her and was instantly surprised to see him sitting on the desk right behind her. The main reason for her surprise was that she never sensed him coming. You must consider the fact that she already is at the peak of D rank and will be able to get into rank C in a few weeks. The difference between a D rank peak and a rank C is not so huge that she can't even sense him approaching her. A huge expression of surprise appeared on her beautiful face. Seemingly as if reading her mind, Rio replied, "Well, it's just that I'm a little bit stronger, nothing else." Obviously, Rio didn't mention the fact that he is already near the peak of C rank himself. But who cares? No one will find out as long as he doesn't show it himself. Is he reading my mind? Yeah. No. I am not, Rio said with a very innocent expression. Why, you liar. Leah. No, I am not, Rio. You are. How can you read my mind without my permission? Leah. Oh, come on. Obviously, I can't read your mind. It was just all written on your face. Why are you acting like a child in its rebellious phase? Rio said while smirking. I am not a child. Leah. Yeah, I give up. Women are really hard to understand, Rio. Hearing his remarks, Leah became a little embarrassed and a little blush appeared on her beautiful face. Thinking back, she now understood that he was just messing with her and she'd fall for his trick easily. This made her even more embarrassed. She has always been treated respectfully by everyone else for fear they might face the wrath of her S-rank father in any case of mistake. It was the first time someone was messing with her so much while seemingly enjoying her foolishness. Thinking this, an aggressive expression appeared on her face and she started to stare at Rio as if looking at a sandbag, which needs a good beating. Oh, I'm starting to get afraid. Rio. Even though Rio said this, he was having trouble holding his laugh in. He knew that if he laughed now, she may really get angry on him. So, in order to stop this matter from escalating anymore, he decided to end it all now by changing the topic. So, what were you preparing for? Are you going to beat someone? Invite me too, Rio. Well, this time Rio was really thinking of taking part in beating someone. He also wanted to experience what it felt to act like a bully for once. After all, it's always good to have change of dishes in your dinner. It makes the food more delicious and prevents you from getting bored by eating same food every single day. He will not be surprised if Liao bullied someone since she is the villainess. Anyway, who cares as long as you not go to excessive lengths? Just a little bit of bullying will not harm anyone. Just as Rio was busy in his own world, Liao broke the silence by a rather surprising offer. Why would I bully someone? More importantly, I wanted to go buy some clothes for the coming New Year party. If you are free, then you can accompany me too, Leah. But if why you don't want to, then it okay too, humph, I can go myself. Leah. The shopping area of the academy is rather more crowded today, due to the New Year celebration event. Instead of decreasing, the crowd is increasing even more as time passes. Some people are shopping alone, some are with friends, and some are couples shopping for the new year. The atmosphere seems to be a bit romantic today. You can see several couples all around the area, enjoying their date, while some are still waiting for their partners to come. The small artificial pond has become the famous waiting and meeting place for those who are waiting for their partners to come here. This area is also a bit crowded, but not as much as the shopping area. Among all those who are waiting, there's one such fellow with black hair and black eyes. He is also waiting for someone to come. His face is as expressionless as ever. He is sitting on a desk near the small pond. The scenery today is really peaceful. If it was on Earth, this peace could have been maintained for a rather long time, but such things are not true for this chaotic world, where powerful people are present everywhere. Putting the depressing things away for now, the weather is also very good today. A clear blue sky, a warm sunshine, and slow refreshing breeze of air, which is making the trees rustle every once in a while. A perfect day for lovebirds to have their way around. A luxury car arrived at the entrance with several black cars following behind it. Someone important has come here, but this has become a common sight now. During this time of year, several big figures like to visit the academy. The car stopped, and a team of bodyguards in black suits rushed down from those black cars. They cleared the road, and one of them walked toward the luxury car to open the door. The door opened, and a beautiful girl in a breathtaking dress came in sight. She started to walk towards the artificial pond, heading towards a particular desk. The extravagant clothes and the amazing entry of a beauty certainly caused a commotion. They looked at the guards, and as if they understood her, the guards immediately cleared the way, and after their work was done, they bowed towards her respectfully and left without further delay. Seeing this, the girl had a satisfied look on her face. She started to head towards the desk on which a particular boy was sitting. Such extravagant entrance. Are you trying to make trouble for me by making me the target of others' envy? Rio. A little blush appeared on the girl's face after hearing his playful tone. She glared at this idiot, musclehead rather fiercely, but that expression made her even more cute, several random guys around the area are already going crazy. She sat down on the desk while still glaring at Rio. Oomph. Who cares? I just wanted to reach the place faster, so I took the car. It's know nothing else. Yeah. Well, anyway, you look rather good today. Rio. Seeing the grin on Rio's face, she had the urge to punch this idiot on his face, but she decided to just intimidate him with a death glare. Even though the glare didn't really work on him at all, maybe due to his thick skin or shameless personality. Just as they both were busy talking to each other, it was impossible for Rio to not get envious stares. Some people even seemed to be talking bad things, but Rio ignored them for the time being. He knew from the moment Lia arrived that it was impossible that such a situation would not happen. After a small talk, both of them got up and walked towards a shopping area. Unknown what gave the people such courage, a youngster tried to approach them. Rio noticed that the guy had drool dripping from his mouth, and even his eyes was staring at Lia with a rather bad intention. Rio felt an insuppressible anger coming from the bottom of his heart. He stared at the approaching youngster and used a little amount of his aura on the guy. The guy's perverted look was instantly replaced with a face filled with horror. His legs gave away, and he collapsed down, his whole body drenched in sweat. Seeing this, Rio just shook his head and ignored the guy. He nonchalantly followed along Lia, as if nothing happened at all. Without Rio's knowledge, he has become really protective over Lia. Maybe this is the side effect of being alone for 2 lives, or maybe it's something else, which he himself is unaware of yet. After Rio and Lia both left the area, the place remained silent for a while before a commotion started. Oh, who is she? She's so beautiful. Maybe she's a student of the academy. What do you know? She is the daughter of an S ranker. Her name is Lia. I saw her on TV with her father during an interview. Amazing. She must be really talented then. Yeah, it is said that she has the talent to be an S rank in the future. But who is that boy with her? Do you know him too? Nope, I don't know. Nobody knew much about Rio, who was accompanying Lia. Rumors started to spread around rather fast. After all, this was the first time Lia appeared in the public. Before this, she was only seen on TV. The guards who were still monitoring the situation around also found it strange. They had assumed that Lia would have come here to just buy something or for a walk maybe. They were all confused when they found that Lia was accompanying an unknown boy. They immediately took photo, and a thorough investigation started on the unknown boy's background. One photo was even sent to Lia's father as a report and asking for his further guidance. This time Rio really have triggered a big event. Unaware of the coming disasters, the two continued their way towards the shopping area. While Lia was blushing from all the attention she was catching, Rio was rather indifferent and had the same expressionless face. But unknown to Lia, several young men had already collapsed along the way due to someone's dangerous aura being released on them. The two became the cause of talk for people. Yet, both of them still maintained their pace. Somewhere near an S-ranked dungeon, a burly man was standing there looking at the portal in front of him. He was totally unfazed by the dungeon's mana and was lighting a cigar in peace. He had a huge broadsword hanging behind his back, and he was wearing light armor. The man seemed to be in his 40s. He had a rather rough and barbaric appearance. A huge scar was on his face, making him even more intimidating to look at. Suddenly, a man in a butler's outfit came running towards him and respectfully bowed towards him. The person seemed to be in a hurry to report something. Seeing the butler in such a strange state, the burly man was surprised. What happened? Why are you so out of breath? Master, see this photo. It has been taken about a few hours ago. The burly man looked at the photo with a confused look. But after he saw the photo, his confusion was suddenly replaced by a surprised look. He looked towards the butler. Is this even real? Yes, master. The burly man was even more dumbfounded by this. The photo had a girl and a boy in it. They seemed to be a good couple in a glance. But the most surprising thing was that the girl in the photo was smiling. Yeah, she was smiling. As if understanding his puzzlement, the butler replied, "Young lady seems to be rather happy in the photo." Yep. The burly man put the photo in his pocket, and he started to stare at the horizon with calm eyes. Several old memories resurfaced in his mind, but he suppressed those unpleasant memories. He knew that ever since his wife has died, he and his daughter became very distant, but he couldn't do much about it. When she was young, his daughter had a pleasant smile on her face every time, but after her mother's death, his daughter has lost her smile and happiness. He is happy that his daughter can smile once again and is recovering from her depressed self, but as a father, he needs to make sure that his daughter is not being deceived by someone. As if he had already decided, he ordered the butler. Did you investigate the boy's background? Yeah, he is an orphan and seen to be one of the top 100 ranked students. Top 100 rank. That means that he has the potential to be an A rank or above in the future. Anything else? Well, there's not much extraordinary about him, but his past seems rather depressing. He is a survivor of the Drift City Massacre. Hearing about the event, the burly man suddenly recalled some old memories. He remembered the day when he was in that city. Suddenly he shook his head and stopped recalling that horrible memory. He doesn't want to remember that event. After all, his wife had died around that time, too. The butler spoke again. And while it seems you have saved our young lady's life once during that S-rank dungeon event, they must have grown familiar around that time, I think. Oh, why don't I know that my daughter was in a life-threatening situation? Well, it's because she was rescued safely later, so... Butler. So what's the name of that boy? His name is Rio Flash. Suddenly the burly man faced towards the butler and looked in his eyes. He had a serious look. What name did you say? It's Rio Flash. Butler, while a little panicked. The burly man again looked in the distance blankly. He was lost in his thoughts again. It brings back old memories hearing that surname. A name suddenly leaked out of his mouth unconsciously. Kevin Flash, the soul splitter.